From Kerr Field in Yaden, Pennsylvania, the Sports Fan Base Network is proud to present Penwood High School football. Tonight, the Patriots close out the 2019 regular season against the Chichester Eagles. Alongside Justin Watson, I'm Tom Williams. Thanks so much for joining us today. Interesting game we have here because, well, we didn't think this was going to happen. Academy Park suffered a loss last week against Chester, so a chance here for Penwood to get a share of the Del Val.
Yeah, it actually gives this game a whole new meaning. You have, like you said, AP lost to Chester last week, and if Penwood comes out here and takes care of business, then they have a piece of the Del Val title, and that's a big deal because that'll be 3 years in a row for these Patriots.
They are 5-3 overall, sitting at 2-1. Both teams were supposed to play last week because of mitigating circumstances. Neither team was able to play. It's a shame for Chichester because they are 1-1, and they won't get a chance to go to 3-1 if they win the game. And so we are at the anthem, and we will take a quick break here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live. Thanks so much for joining us here at Kerr Field in Yaden as we were interrupted by the anthem. Good reason to be interrupted, by the way. Taking a look at Chichester, 3-5 overall, 1-1 in the Del Val. So if they pick up a win here, they go to 2-1. And unfortunately, as we mentioned before, their game last week was canceled against Ingleboro, a game they probably had a really good chance to win. So they could be looking at a share of the Del Val. But most importantly for them, they're sitting at number 11 in the district rankings. And they're trying to find a way to solidify their chance to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, like you said, it's very unfortunate for them that they weren't able to put their name on somewhere on the Del Val trophy this year. However, this game still means a lot to Chichester as they jockey for positioning in the District 1 playoffs. And for you, as we always know, once you get into the playoffs, anything can happen. They just want the best seed that they can get, as well as our Patriots. So this game should have a lot of fireworks today, and it's exciting. I can't wait to get started.
Guys, Penwood, they are ranked number 6, so they can rise a little bit, make sure they have a home game. But if they fall in this one, they can drop below the number 8. Again, the top 8 teams, they get the home game. Don't want to have to travel in that first round. It'll be so much tougher again. So much easier to play at home. You know all the little bounces. You know the lighting. You know everything else. So big game here for Penwood in twofold. Again, trying to win a share of the Del Val, and they're trying to get a higher seed and make sure they get that home game next week.
Yeah, absolutely. When you get first round a home game in the playoffs, coming here to Kerr Field is a very tough place to play. I think they have only dropped one game here in the last 3 years. Very tough place to come in and get a win. Actually, 2 games because they lost 2 games this year here. But it's not an easy place to come and play. The lights are a little different from some of the lights on the other fields. There's a lot to get used to. And, there's just a little extra added fire to the Patriots when they play here at home. And it's a lot of excitement here with the whole new Friday Night Lights theme that they've had over the last couple of years. And it's just an exciting time here at Kerr Field.
Every year is different, but Chichester has not scored on Penwood since 2016. Last year was a 42-0 win for Penwood. The year before was 40-0, and Chichester hasn't won a game in this series since way back in 2014, a 7-6 score. So that's just another thing to add to the Eagles.
Yeah, one of the first goals for the Eagles should be to get out here and get on the board, and that get over that hump, because I'm sure a lot of guys on the team know that they haven't scored on this team in the last couple of years. But to get out here, maybe get on the board, get over that hump, maybe that'll free up some tension in their shoulders, and they'll be able to play a little freely.
So here we go, Chichester in the white, Penwood in the maroon, as it does look like Chichester will kick it off to start off the game. Our final regular season broadcast here on the Sports Fan Base Network, as we are underway, is all the way back at the 5-yard line, juggled a bit by Malik Brooks. Brooks takes it up to the 15-yard line to the 20, and he has a hole to the near side. He's going to go. He has one blocker to beat, and he goes over the 40-yard line to the 30, to the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown, Patriots!
Amazing job by Malik Brooks, finding the hole and getting up and taking the opening kickoff in for a touchdown. We had something we haven't seen by the Patriots all year, getting their special teams getting going. No flags on the play all year. We've seen some great returns get taken back by flags, but not this time. Penwood stayed disciplined. They stayed to their game plan, got the ball into the end zone. Great job by Malik Brooks and the Penwood special team.
A 95-yard return.
And here you go here. He sees the hole go. You can drive a truck through that hole. He goes to run touch. He has one blocker with him. No need. His speed is a little bit too much for the Chichester Eagles. Guys coming up from behind, and there he goes leaning at the tape as if he was running track. Hey, Coach Lenny, you might want to sign him up.
Well, quick start. 15 seconds in. And the extra point is no good.
Kind of pulled that one a little bit.
What a quick start. Malik Brooks, 97 yards for the touchdown, 6-0 Penwood. And if you're Penwood, that is exactly what you wanted to come out of the gate. Again, everyone's nice and fresh. Neither of these teams have played in a couple of weeks. And you know what? Malik Brooks does a good job of just getting free, using the blockers, getting that near side sideline, and he was gone.
And that, you said it, Tom, using the blockers. The blocking was great on that play. We haven't seen blocking that good on this from the special teams all year. It always ended up being a hold or something like that. They stayed disciplined, like I said earlier. They stuck to their game plan. They did what they needed to do. Got in front of their man. No blocks in the backs. Great job by the Penwood special teams of making that play happen.
So a huge start for the Patriots. Again, a win here guarantees them a share of the Del Valle Academy Park. They are done with their conference schedule. They're 3-1. Penwood can do the same with a victory, and they are certainly off on the right foot right now with the 97-yard return by Malik Brooks to start off the game. Now, this is huge for Penwood simply because you certainly don't want to allow Chichester to do the exact same thing here as getting ready to kick things off. Thomas Nagby, too deep for the Eagles. As it looks like we are ready to roll. End over end. And this is picked up by Marquise Fields around the near side. He gets dragged and he is decked down at the 30-yard line.
Great job by the Penwood special teams there covering that kick. You see the guys are fired up today. They haven't had a chance to play in a couple weeks. The last game was a couple weeks at Innabelle where they won. But, they want to get out here. They're probably a little tired of hitting their own teammates. They finally get a chance to hit some people that they don't know, and that's always more fun than hitting on your own teammates for a couple weeks. Almost like they went through camp all over again.
So we'll be 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. They'll spread it out. It looks like two receivers far side and one to the near, but man in motion. And it's handed off to that man, and that is Brian Ham, and he is met in the backfield. Nate DeCenzi tried the handoff, tried a little trickery on the end around, but it goes backwards at least a yard, if not more.
If Ham was able to get by that first line, he probably would have had some good yardage. There was some good upfield blocking by Chichester, but defensive line was able to take care of, get behind the offensive line, shed those blocks, and get back there for a short loss.
So it will be 2nd and 11 from the 29 after that loss of 1. Great pursuit in the backfield, great push from the far side of that defensive line, as once again Ham is in motion. And it's swept to the near side this time, but a big tackle thrown by Kevin Washington.
And early in this game, the Penwood Patriots look really energetic. They look rejuvenated, almost like that 1 week off, called a bye week. They almost like they needed. They look a little fresher than they have in the past weeks, coming off back-to-back weeks of playing the game. They usually don't have a bye week, and a lot of people might be saying, well, what's going on? Why is AP off this week? Well, with the loss of Glenn Mills, since Glenn Mills is no longer in the schedule, it caused some scheduling, not conflicts, but we had to find some more games. So Academy Park right now is able to have, their week off at the end of the season.
Gain of 1 on the play. I thought it was going to be 2. It's going to be 3rd and 10 from the 30-yard line. And now the QB back to throw over the middle, and that is caught by Brian Hammond. He's got Dan Baldwin, trips himself up just shy of the first down.
Wow, see, what we call that on the baseball field is you got hit by the sniper on that one. When nobody's around, you just kind of lost your footing. Unfortunately for him, he definitely had a first down in his sights, but he tripped up, wasn't able to keep himself on his feet. Forces a 4th down and forces a punt here. Watch out for the fake, though.
Gain of 6 on the play, 4th and 4. But they are looking to punt. Low snap. He was actually at his knee. He might be called down there, but no, they're going to keep play going. Dangerous play. Glee Play drops it. And Glee Play recovers it, and he is a very lucky young man right now.
I'll tell you what, I'm not exactly sure that Glee Play was the first one on that ball, but he definitely came away with it. Reminds me of a play when I was younger. I fell on a fumble, and it was my first year playing football, and I heard the whistles blow as I fell on the fumble, so I thought the play was done. I let somebody take the ball out of my hands, thinking, play was done. They saw I had it. Nope, other team's ball. So he was fortunate to come away with that ball. You got to hold on to that ball, whoever you are.
Not only that, the second it hits the ground, everyone out there should have been yelling, "Poison, get away!"
Well, we know Glee Play, and I'm not making an excuse. We know Glee Play hasn't been playing. This is his 3rd game back. He probably is just itching to make some things happen, and I don't think he was. I don't think his intuition allowed him to get away from that ball.
His last regular season home game, as he's a senior. So it'll be 1st and 10 from the own 28-yard line, 6-0 Patriots. And first play from line of scrimmage. Desmond Johnson Jr. Pass to the near side for Donegan. Fumbles the ball, and it goes out of play. And then they're going to call it incomplete. So he never brought it in, and it'll be 2nd and 10.
It's one of those situations where you try to run with the ball before you had it, because you've been working on this play all week long. You've been working to play pregame, and you already know what's going to happen with it. And Doggin, just took his eye off the ball because he was ready to go upfield. Just got hit him in the wrong side of the hands, right? That's what we'll call it. Hit him in the wrong side of the hands.
It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 28-yard line. Receivers bunched on both sides as Johnson takes it himself, finds room on the near side. He is so tough to bring down, but the ball is loose. They're still fighting for it.
Chichester has the ball. Chichester got it.
They haven't made the call. There it is. Oh, tough break for Penwood, but Amadou Koulibaly picks it up, and great field position.
And here you see Johnson with the ball, and he's holding it out there, not keeping it protected, not covering the 3 points. And I can't see who that was that got it, but Johnson's got to do a better job of protecting the ball, and he knows that. He knows he's got to do a better job. He got a little loose with the ball, and next time I'm pretty sure he'll be taking care of the ball on his next possession.
So great field position for the Eagles to start their second drive. They go 3 and out last time, but they will start here 1st and 10 from the Penwood 31-yard line. Eagles in the eye with the receiver on either side. Ham in motion again. Handed off to the back. And a solid gain here from Xander Squire. He'll get about 4.
Yeah, and I would expect to see Chichester try to move the ball up the middle a little bit. Try to instill a running game into this game plans, and then maybe pop it outside a little bit once the focus gets into the middle. We know that Penwood has had their trouble stopping the run up the middle, and if they can establish a run in the middle, then they can set up for the pass or the outside run, and maybe have some success against this defense.
Gain of 4, 2nd and 6 from the 27-yard line. This time Ham not in motion, but pressure coming as the quarterback steps up into the outside. Fires to the far side, but that is way over everybody's head as Nate DeCenzi just got free, but throws it incomplete. It'll be 3rd down.
He threw it out there to a man that wasn't open, so that might have been the best result just now for Chichester. As long as that ball did not get intercepted and taken down the other way for the Patriots, that's a good thing for Chichester because there was no one there that would have been able to stop him.
3rd and 6 from the 27-yard line. Something I'm sure Chichester doesn't want to do is waste the turnover. Got to get some ball movement here. Got to get some points here. Down 6-0. Alone in the backfield, Descenzi. Little motion from Jones. Back to throw, and flags fly, and it looks like it actually might be offside. Let's take a look at what our officials decide. Thought I saw somebody in the backfield a little too early. Legal motion on the offense, so that's going backwards.
The Eagles, that'll be moving backwards.
That's a tough break, as I'll bring it all the way back to the 31-yard line. They drop it back 4 yards, should be 5. But either way, it's 3rd and 10 for the Eagles. I like what I'm seeing from Chichester as far as their motion is concerned. You don't know who's going to go into motion, where they're going to line up. As, again, nobody in the backfield with Descenzi, with trips to the far side. Back to throw, pressure right up the middle, over the middle, and dropped. They had Zaquan Bruton, and I'm not sure if he would have gotten the first down, but he's unable to make the catch. It'll be 4th down for Chichester.
And, Chichester got away with a little bit of a hold there on Jaquez Maven, and he wasn't able to get through to the quarterback, but referee let it go. I say he let it go. Maybe he didn't see it. We have seen a lot of flags here in the past on a lot of holding penalties, but it's actually refreshing to not see a flag. But, the Penwood Patriots fans at home would have rather saw a flag on that play, I'm sure.
The way they're kind of lining up, looks like they're going to go for it. 4th and 10 from the 31-yard line. Descenzi in the shotgun. Squire stays in as a blocker. Throw over the middle, deflected and intercepted! Big interception by Amin Stevens as he is met at the 33 and wrapped up and thrown down, but a huge interception for the Patriots.
And that's the quarterback's worst fear is a batted ball in the air, and that's what happened just now. And Amin Stevens was able to get under it. See quarterback dropping back there. The ball gets knocked up in the air. Amin Stevens was focused on it. He's able to get the interception and get downfield a little bit. He got wrapped up by 2 players. Hard to get out of that situation, but great job by the Penwood defense. Forcing the turnover there wouldn't have been a turnover on downs, but they forced the turnover by the quarterback. Interception. We'll take that any day.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots from the 32-yard line. So all in all, they actually gained a yard. They had it on the. They gave it up on the 31. They get it on the 32.
Works out for them.
The only offense we've seen was right on the opening kickoff, a 97-yard kickoff return. Both teams struggling offensively, though. This is pitched out. Oh, nice end around. As Jordan Jones has a lot of room. Flag flies. Jones is pushed out of bounds, but it looks like it's going to be an illegal block by Mike Price.
I'm not sure about that call. Sometimes when you're able to get somebody on the ground after a block or after some type of hit, the referees don't like you to be able to, they don't want you to keep them down. So that could be what the call is there. It's going to nullify a great run by Jordan Jones.
Well, they called it a hold. Again, it was a little ahead of the play. All I saw was the flags flying, and then whoever Price had was on the ground. Let's see if we can pick it up.
Here you go to flip to Jones here, getting to the outside. He's always dangerous getting to the outside there. The lead blocker is Desmond Johnson, the quarterback. You saw a little bit of a hold there. I'm not sure if that was the hold that was called, but there was a hold there, and a hold was called. So either way, the ball is coming back. But it's still 1st down for the Patriots.
The good news is Jordan Jones at least gets credit to the 46-yard line. So it will be a 1st down after Jones's run. It'll be 2 receivers on either side. Malik Brooks is bunched up near side with Mike Price.
There's nobody. There's 2 receivers to the outside, only 1 D-back.
But it does look like Johnson's just going to pick it up the middle himself. Runs over just about everybody on that line, and he's just about at the sticks.
Ooh, man, I haven't seen Johnson do that for a few weeks now. Great job by Johnson putting his shoulders down and enforcing his will and getting that 1st down.
So he gets all the way to the 43-yard line.
From the 43-yard line.
And it will be 1st and 10 for the Patriots.
If you're Chichester, you can't allow Johnson to get lower than you. Low man wins in football every time. You got to get lower.
Yeah, with his legs, it is so tough as this is handed off and to the outside. Glee play. He gets at least 5, if not more.
Welcome back.
Glee play is going to be working for every single yard that he gets tonight. It's his third game back after that injury he suffered last year. He's going to be fighting for every single yard that he can get because he's got a whole season of fun to make up for.
Well, 3 plays, 3 first downs as that one goes for 12.
31-yard line.
First and 10 from the 31, under 7 minutes to go. 6-0 lead with the Patriots. Johnson has Glee play in the backfield. Keeps it himself, trying to get to the outside. Tries to cut through, but he's met at the 30-yard line. Short gain there for Desmond Johnson Jr.
Kind of surprised to see that Penwood wants to keep the ball in Johnson's hands and have him run the ball. I thought there might be a game where they would try to establish the run, especially with Glee play and Jones, and give Johnson a chance to, to not get hit, knowing that you're going to be dealing with the playoffs in a week or two.
And remember, 2 weeks ago at Interboro, a lot of the first teamers were out of the game by the time the third quarter started.
Yeah,
so a lot of
right,
these guys haven't played in a real long time.
Good point, Tom. Good point.
So, you know what? This is certainly guys who just want to get some contact. Again, last home game of the regular season, hoping to get a home playoff game next week. Robert down in the backfield, right next to the QB. He's just in as a blocker, just handed off the Glee play. Fights through. He's still on his feet to the 20-yard line and is tackled down to 19.
And it's funny, I'm thinking about it, Tom. The way things could play out, I'm not really sure. It could play out that these two teams play each other in the first round next week.
Very easily so. Again, this is a 6-11 matchup. Chichester with a loss would drop a little bit. Maybe Penwood would move up a little bit. Maybe we're looking at a 4-13 matchup.
It could happen.
And this is passed to the near side. In the flat for Jordan Jones. Cuts towards the outside, heading for the pylon, but he's knocked out of bounds. Just shy.
Out of bounds.
And it will be first and goal.
And on that play, you saw the juke by Jordan Jones, but that juke not only, he wasn't just trying to get around the defender. What he did was allow his blockers to come up and give him space to make a block. And, a lot of times, you don't see, a lot of people see a juke and they think they're just dancing, but they're allowing the blockers to get up there and make a block.
Low snap, picked up by Johnson, has to roll, gets through a tackle, picks it up, trying to get to the pylon. He moves in, and he's in. Touchdown, Patriots!
Wow, great job by Desmond Johnson Jr. making something out of nothing there. There was a low snap. He had to go down to get it. As soon as he got the ball, there was a man right in his face. He was able to break that tackle, get out to the outside, break another tackle, and by the time he got ahead of steam, it looked like the child defenders just didn't want to have anything to do with that man.
So 12-0. I'm going to guess they're going to go for 2 on this one.
Try to get it back to 14.
Yeah, but kicking's been a little bit of an issue this year. They haven't quite found the right mix at that position so far this season. But they are lining up pretty tight, except for the receiver on the near side. That's Brooks. Johnson keeps, rolls, under pressure in the backfield. Vicious stiff arm, still has it, tosses it into the end zone. It's good!
No, he was out of bounds.
Oh, just out of bounds is Mike Price. And a flag flies as well.
Can't be the first person to touch the ball after you come out of bounds. So that's what that penalty will probably be there. Unfortunate for the Penwood offense there.
That was a nice pass, though, as Price just rose across. That's exactly the call.
And the Chi defense didn't see him coming across, so it was a fortunate move for Chichester there that happened the way it did. But they just didn't see the defender move coming across the field, and we've seen that a lot by Penwood this year, where they have the receiver coming across the backside of the end zone, and they have had opportunities to score on those plays.
So a 7-play drive started back on their own 32-yard line, yields 6 more. 5:23 left to go in the first quarter, and it is 12-0 Penwood. So successful drive for Penwood, their second drive of the game. First one ended in a fumble after a couple of plays. So certainly Justin a chance to march, move the ball well, not only through the air, but mostly with the run.
Yeah, and they're establishing their dominance. They're establishing their offense here against a team, Chichester, just haven't done as well as expected this year. And like I said earlier, they want to get on the board. Penwood is keeping them from doing so. And the longer that they go without getting on the board, and the longer they go with Penwood establishing their will, it's going to be a tough game for Chichester throughout the night. So I know Chichester wants to establish some type of game, some type of offensive game on this possession and get on the scoreboard, just to take a little bit of pressure off the quarterback and off the offensive line, because that's really who feels the pressure the most when these type of situations happen.
Again, Chichester, as we mentioned during the pregame, has not even scored on Penwood since 2016. And you know that these players know that stat. They know exactly what's going on here, and they're not going to say it. We're not going to say it out of tradition, but they're looking to keep that going here in 2019.
Oh, absolutely. If you're wearing a maroon jersey, you definitely want to keep that going. You definitely want to feel like, I wasn't on the team that allowed Chichester to score in this season.
So ready to go as kicking off. Once again is Nagby, and right away it's going to come back on an offside on the kicking team. Got to say this year, Adam Troop's got to have, he's got to be pulling whatever hair he's got on any part of his body.
Absolutely.
Penalties have just been piling up. Certainly different from what last year's team was able to pull off.
It's funny if the Penwood Patriots are able to just eliminate half the penalties that have been caused, what type of record they may have this year, what type of standing they could have in the district playoff seedings. But these things happen, and it's part of the game. But they just have to overcome those things. It's something that they have to change coming into the playoffs.
So the re-kick, 5 yards behind where they were before. So shorter field for the potential return. Nagby gets it to the 40-yard line, was picked up. Little room on the outside. He'll get over the 50-yard line. They're still digging.
There's a scrum at the 45
A lot of bodies flying around that 45-yard line. Pretty short field for Chichester to work with.
Short field due to the two penalties that happened, the one on the two-point conversion and the penalty on the next coming kickoff. Great field position for Chichester. They're beyond the 50-yard line into Penwood territory, but great coverage by the Penwood special teams, not allowing Chichester to get any more than what they did, because we know that Chichester, being with the short field, they have a great opportunity to score. So we have to see what the defense can do coming up here.
Well, the last drive for Chichester started on the 31-yard line, ended in an interception, this time from the 35, and they will hand it off, and face mask, and obviously so, as Xander Squire was looking at his ear hole by the time that play was over.
Yeah, those plays always scare me, Tom. I say it every time we say the face mask plays always make me a little bit nervous. It'll be a 15-yard penalty, but Penwood will definitely have to overcome that. It'll be a first down for the Chichester Eagles, but they're going to have to push them back here if they want to reestablish their dominance. Don't let Chichester get any type of leeway here, because once they do, they get that momentum. Once you get that momentum, anything can happen. If you're Penwood, you want to keep them off the board the entire night.
So the run combined with the penalty will move the ball to the 36-yard line. 34-yard line, as the Truth corrects me. Truth from the booth doing a great job, of course, with the PA. And it's 1st and 10 here for Chichester. Rivera this time in motion. Pass over the middle, but through the hands of Antonio Perez. If he catches that in stride, he's gone. The only DB near him was Amin Stevens.
Yeah, if he catches that in stride, you're right, he's gone. He had to get up for it. Bounced off his hands. He had to jump up for it. Amin Stevens was there. Maybe had a chance to get him, but it was a good opportunity for Chichester to get in the end zone on that play. Blown opportunity. They're going to have to put that play. They're going to run that play again later on in this game and see if they can have some type of success with it.
2nd and 10 from the 34-yard line. And maybe some momentum here for Chichester. Down 12-0, 4:46 to go in the first quarter. Ham in motion again. Handed off to the near side. And he goes nowhere. Lowering the shoulder of Daniel Dogan, as only getting back to the original line of scrimmage was the junior Xander Squire.
I think Chichester's going running to the outside a little bit too early. I think they should go back to trying to establish the run up the middle, just to get some of the defensive focus back up the middle and stopping the run, and then maybe pop one outside. I think they're going back to the outside just a little bit too early.
Loss of 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 11.
Correction on the tackle. That was number 6, Daniel Dogan.
From the 35-yard line, big pressure at the middle. Good step up into the pocket. Flag flies. Quarterback escapes the sack, but is met and thrown down by Kevin Washington.
I think you're going to have a holding by the left tackle on that play.
And my guess is it would be declined. And a decision needs to be made here for Chichester. Again, last time they were in this position, it was 4th and 10. And they went for it through the interception. It is confirmed to be a hold, and it is declined. So with 4 minutes left to go in the first quarter, do you punt it and try to pin the Patriots deep?
I think early in this game, I think that's what I would do, Tom. I would try to get them as close to the end zone as I can, make them have to earn it going 99 or as close to 99 yards as possible. And he accepts the penalty.
That's interesting. So not allowing them to play field position.
So what can happen here? Coach Troop is figuring that we'll probably stop them, right? If they stop them and force them to punt the ball, then they can have a better field position if they have to punt the ball than they would if they were in the around the 40-yard line.
So it'll go all the way back to the 49-yard line, their own 49-yard line. So 3rd and a country mile. They call it 3rd and 27 for those who are scoring at home. Over the middle, has a man diving attempt at the catch, but doesn't quite get it. Zaquan Bruton was at the 25-yard line. That might have been a first down if he makes that catch, but it was near. It was, again, a full-out dive.
Yeah. He had a great opportunity to make a play there. It was a tough play for him. He had to full-out dive, like you said. He might have gotten the first down on that. It was very close, but either way, it's 4th and 27 now, and we got to see how this field position, how this punt plays out for the Patriots as they have that dynamic duo at back that had received the punt.
Zach Taylor is ready to punt. He's also the backup quarterback, by the way. And he fumbles it, but he kicks it straight up, at least gets it away, but he doesn't even get to the original line of scrimmage. That goes out of bounds.
Stayed in bounds.
Well, that stayed in. Oh, that's a huge break for Chichester. But it's still pretty good field position for Penwood as they'll start off on their own 41 after that weird punt.
No, they're starting on the around the 32.
Yeah, they moved it up a little bit more.
What happened here on that play, right, the ball hits the ground, and it looked like it landed out of bounds, but actually it took a Chichester bounce and went straight down the out of bounds line to the 32-yard line. So great opportunity for Chichester there. That's not the type of punt they wanted, but it was kind of the field position that they couldn't have hoped to have coming off of that punt.
So it will be 1st and 10 from the 32-yard line. 12-0 lead for the Penwood Patriots, looking for more. Back to throw is Johnson. Now looking to go over the middle. There are a number of players open. Deep throw. Caught. Spinning catch by Amin Stevens. Touchdown, Penwood.
Now, wow. What a throw. What a throw by Desmond Johnson. That was about a 60-yard throw, maybe?
That's going to be a 68-yard pass, but of course he was further behind.
Yeah.
So the actual throw in the air probably would have about 75 yards.
That was an amazing throw by Desmond Johnson Jr. on that. Great focus by the receiver getting to that play. And he had a man on him, too. He wasn't wide open on that play, so it was a great job by both guys being able to get that ball in the end zone.
So Amin Stevens with a huge catch, and he wasn't the most open guy out there. Malik Brooks was coming across on the slant. He was wide open.
Sure was. You're absolutely right.
They're going to go for 2 here. 18-0, 3:06 to go. Here in the first quarter, all Penwood in this one from the jump. Johnson back to throw. Pass over the middle. And is incomplete as Gleeplay couldn't bring in the one-handed catch. So, 3:06 to go in the first. I mean, the only negative thing I think you can say about Penwood's offense is they really haven't done well as far as the 2-point conversions. But you know what? 3 sixes is certainly just fine. 18-0 is our score.
Yeah, 18-0 is great opportunity for Penwood to dominate on in this first quarter and offensively. 18-0. I didn't expect to see 18-0 right now. They were able to force a turnover to Chichester by the interception. They were able to get the ball in one play just now to the end zone. So they've scored fast. They've scored in bunches so far in this game. I don't know what else that we can see from this Penwood offense in this situation, but they're definitely coming out here and exuding their dominance, against this Chichester squad.
What is interesting to me is since neither team played the last week because of all sorts of circumstances, I thought both teams would come out, I wouldn't say slow, but maybe a little bit more cautious. Just haven't played in a while, or amped up maybe, but maybe a little bit, okay, let's get something going once again. As you mentioned earlier, it kind of feels like training camp all over again. But with that kickoff return to start off the game, I think it just opened things up, especially for Penwood.
Absolutely, it absolutely did. I think maybe if Coach Otto Troop was planning on coming out slow, I think that kick return to start the game really changed his mind.
So here comes another kickoff from Penwood. Way back on the 20-yard line. They're doing a pretty good job on these returns. This is Jarrell Lenahan. And he'll get over the 50-yard line again. Yeah, this is something that Penwood's going to need to clean up moving forward into the playoffs, allowing some big returns.
Yeah, they did a good job, better job earlier in the game of covering these kickoffs. But on that play there, you definitely didn't want Chichester to get the type of field position that they just got on that. They're definitely going to have some meetings, look at some film, and see where they can improve on their kickoff coverage. Because that's not something that they can allow to happen going into the playoffs.
So it is first and 10 for the Eagles from the 48-yard line. And their last three drives starting in Penwood territory, but nothing coming from it. As this one is handed off to Squire. Squire just trying to find a way around the edge, and he is wrapped up as sneaking through the blocks was Kevin Washington.
Great job by Kevin Washington on that play. What he did, he had a blocker on it, but he pushed the blocker in front of the runner, which made him slow down. He was able to make the tackle. Great job by him. That was a little bit of strategy right there. It's something that you can do on the fly. Smart move by Kevin Washington on that.
So a gain of 1 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 9. With 2:28 to go here in the first quarter. It is an 18-0 lead for the Penwood Patriots. 2nd and 9 from the 46-yard line. 47, actually. Man in motion, but it is handed off again to Squire. And he will get over the 45 to about the 44, maybe 43. So a gain of about 2 or 3.
And if they're able to, I think Chichester is going to have to pound the ball up the middle a lot more in this game. They're having a little bit more success moving the ball up the middle, even though on that play it wasn't as much. But they've had a little bit more success running the ball up the middle than they have on the outside. This Penwood speedy defense is able to get to the outside and nullify those outside runs. So they might want to try to pound the ball up the middle and see what they can do and maybe try to establish a pass off that run.
Gain of 3 on the play. Actually, it'll be 3rd and 6 from the 44-yard line. Big first down opportunity here for the Eagles. A lot of motion, and who's the flag on? It'll be encroachment on the defense. It will be a yard shy of the first down, but certainly 3rd and 1, much better than 3rd and 6.
Yeah, that was unfortunate that happened on that play. You want to keep them pinned back. You don't want to give them any type of advantage, and they're just going to have to make up for it on this play.
Again, there was a lot of motion there.
And that's not the first time.
That might have been a little bit of confusion.
It might have been caused a little bit of confusion, but it's definitely not the first time they've seen motion this year. You know, they got to remember what they've learned, remember their training, and stay disciplined.
So 3rd and 1 now from the 39-yard line. Much more manageable of a first down opportunity. This is handed off, but met in the backfield.
There you go. Running the ball to the outside again. Penwood has that bottled up. That's not something that Chichester is. I don't think that's something that Chichester is going to be able to establish here in this game.
In on the tackle, Denier Williams. Back to the 40-yard line, maybe the 41, so we'll call it a loss of 2. They need to get to the 38-yard line.
And they have to run a play before the end of the quarter here. But it doesn't look like they're in any hurry to do so.
They might snap it right before.
Maybe they may try to get Penwood to jump off sides.
It's worked once. A lot of confusion on this line right now. It may be best served to hike it quick. This is handed off. Moving to the outside. Here's Ham, and he'll get the first down. And to the 35-yard line. Power ahead to the 30 to about the 28. Great effort to close out the quarter.
Great job on that play by the offensive line, getting their blocks, holding them up, getting the ball to the outside. They weren't able to get the ball to the outside earlier in the game. On that play, they actually were. And, it worked out well for them.
So here's how this game started off. Way back on the 3-yard line, Malik Brooks takes it to the house for an early 6-0 lead. And you know what? The Patriots off and running as Brooks showed off his great, as you mentioned earlier, track and field form. Fantastic work there. We'll take a real quick break, come back with second quarter action in just a moment. You're watching Penwood Football here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live.
Excuse me, DJ, turn it down, please.
Second quarter action. A little bit of a battle of the band against the DJ during the quarter break. Going to the second, 18-0 in favor of Penwood. But Chichester starting to march a little bit. First and 10 from the 29-yard line. Over the middle and overthrown. Great opportunity is in on the coverage. Was Desmond Johnson. No, that's not Desmond Johnson Jr. That is Christian Suber. But either way, it was a little bit too strong for Antonio Perez. That's actually Dogan.
Yeah, that was Dogan on the coverage there. And I believe 3 out of the 4 Chichester passes have gone across the middle. So they're looks like maybe they see they can take advantage of something across the middle. We just have to see how that goes. The one pass that went to the sidelines was an incomplete pass, went over the receiver's head. But they haven't completed a pass yet tonight, so we'll see if they stick to it.
So it's second and 10 from the 29-yard line. A little bit of motion coming here from Bradley. He settles in at the tight end spot, and it's swept around the far side for Squire to try to get through. And he is met there by Jordan Jones.
And the speedy Squire getting to the outside. I see why they were trying to establish that run to the outside. He's got a lot of speed. Kind of reminds you of Jordan Jones running to the outside for the Patriots. But what happens is, the Penwood defense is just as fast, and they can get out to that outside and nullify that run.
Gain of 5 on the play, so it'll be third and 5 from the 24-yard line with 11:20 to go here in the first half. This is getting very much near must score for Chichester if they want to stay in this game. It's 18-0, and Penwood has been able to march the last 2 drives, so this is going to be a challenge for the Eagles no matter what. Back to throw from the shotgun to Senzi. Looks over the middle, and it's a little too strong for Bruton, and it's incomplete.
That'll bring up a 4th down for the Eagles.
And we're looking at a great job by the Penwood defense of keeping Chichester from moving the ball downfield, keeping their, you don't want to allow them any type of sliver of hope, you want to say, because once you do that, you never know how that motivation what's that motivation or that can really give Chichester the opportunity to establish themselves. So it's kind of like one of them things, once you have a man down, you got to keep him down.
So 4th and 5, and they're going to go for it. They'll spread it out with one in the backfield. And in the shotgun again is DeCenzi. Speeding across Squire. He goes all the way to the far side. Flag flies. And they may have drawn on all sides. It is going to be offside against Penwood. And that little break allows us to have a little history. For the first time, we've had Penwood students running cameras. But For the first time on the microphone, joining us is senior Timmy Odunjo. Timmy, thanks for joining us, man.
Thanks for having me, Tom.
How you doing, Timmy?
So I asked him before, do you want to be a broadcaster? And he's like, well, we'll see.
Yeah,
so we'll find out in about a quarter's time. He's going to hang out with us.
Well, welcome to the booth, Timmy.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
That play is good enough for that penalty, rather, is good enough for a first down. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 19-yard lines. Again, Chichester is starting to march a bit. Certainly helped out by a couple of penalties and the fact that they had a short field. As this one is handed off, ended around to the far, to the near side, rather.
There you go.
And a short gain of about 2 or 3.
And looks like Chichester's getting a little more confidence with that run to the outside. They were able to get the first down earlier in the first quarter. Then coming back here in the second quarter, it looks like they want to continue to run to the outside. Maybe spread that Penwood defense out a little bit. Maybe they'll try to shoot up the middle again with the run and see if they can have some more success with the running game there.
Gain of 3 on the play. 2nd and 7 from the 16-yard line. And not only is Chichester marching well, they're slowing things down big time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It'll be 2 receivers, far, 1 near, 1 man in the backfield. To Senzi. Back to throw. Looking over the middle again. That is caught. And he is right at the 10-yard line. Might be just a bit shy of the first down. We'll have to take a look.
And what you saw in that was a result of some of the runs to the outside, kind of protecting the outside a little bit. They were able to establish, get a receiver in the middle, and then complete a pass in the middle for their first completion of the night.
Yeah. I know they're going for, I heard they haven't scored on Penwood since a couple years, so I know that's definitely on all the athletes' mind to get that done.
So it'll be 3rd and a long one from the 11-yard line. Need to get to just shy of the other side of the 10-yard line. This is handed off up the middle. And I'm not sure if he got it. This is going to depend on the spot. And according to the near side official, he is shy of the 10-yard line. So this may be a minuscule gain. And they'll need to go 4th and 1 and go for it, I would think.
Yeah, I believe they definitely have to go for this. And unless they have a kicker, which they haven't shown that they have one, unless they have the kicker, they definitely have to go for this. Probably try to push the pile up the middle, get a first down. But they can't afford to punt the ball. It's not something that they can do. So unless they have a pretty good field goal kicker, they're going to definitely be going for it and expect the ball to go up the middle.
Well, we mentioned earlier it was 3rd and a long one. This is a 4th rather, and a standard 1 yard. Got to be able to gain a yard here to keep the drive going. DeCenzi again in the shotgun. Man in motion and a lot of jumping at the line. Everyone's pointing at each other.
Got to stay disciplined. Stay disciplined.
That's a tough break for
Penwood.
So another penalty. That is the 4th penalty of this drive. And the second one that has yielded a first down. So that's just a tough break here if you're Penwood. Again, we've mentioned in the past that Penwood has had some issues with penalties, and it's something to rear its ugly head here.
Yeah, it's definitely something that they didn't want to let creep into this game, but it has. Early on in the game, everybody was disciplined. We didn't see too much laundry on the field, but now getting into the second quarter, it seems like things have gotten back to what they've been, and you definitely want to eliminate these penalties going forward.
I want to thank everyone for joining us, not only tonight, but all season long, as I'm Tom Williams alongside me, Justin Watson, and Timmy Odunjo. Again, this is the last regular season game. We're hoping to have playoff coverage. We haven't confirmed quite everything. We don't want to say, yes, we're doing it, but we are certainly hoping that it's going to get done. And if we're Penwood with a victory here, we'll make everything a lot easier because we've set up from here before, so it'll be a home game. If Penwood could pick up a win, they're pretty much guaranteed a home game.
Yeah, absolutely. That's always fun for the fans, always fun for the parents. And like I said earlier in the game, it's hard to win here. It's hard to come to Kerr Field at night and come away with the W. And that's something that Penwood definitely wants to have as a home game here in the playoffs.
So thanks to the penalty, it'll be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Right up the middle, trying to sneak his way through is DeCenzi. Waiting for signals, and he is shy. Gain of about 3 or 4.
And as you can see on that, it looks like they had the intention of going up the middle. I think that was probably the play that they were going to run on that 4th and 1 just earlier. And they just kept that play in the books right there, and they said we're going to see if we can do something with it. they say they might be able to have some success on it. So we can probably expect to see that play a few more times later on in this game. Maybe even right now.
It looks like it's right there on the 1 yard line. So gain of 4 on the play. 2nd and goal. Heavy jumbo in there, diving for the end zone. Touchdown, Chichester.
That's what you call weight being lifted off the shoulders of the Chichester team. First points against Penwood in a couple years. Great job by them. Establishing what they want to do, sticking to the game plan, and of course keeping the ball, running up the ball at the middle, and getting into the end zone.
Yeah, it's good that they got that first touchdown out of the way early, so now maybe they can focus on putting more points on the board.
Well, they're going to go for the PAT. Zach Taylor. High snap. Good job by the holder. And it's through. So with 7:15 left to go in the second quarter, 18-7 is our score. As mentioned, Chichester scores against Penwood for the first time since the 2016 season. And you know what? Now, maybe we talked earlier about how that might have been a weight lifted off of Chichester's shoulders. Maybe the same thing goes for Penwood. They may have been squeezing out there going, oh, we've got to keep them off the scoreboard. Now that's gone. Now just go out and pick up the victory.
Yeah, you make a good point on that, Tommy. You want to keep them off the scoreboard, keep them off the scoreboard. Now they scored. Now you can go back into playing relaxed ball game. They've already scored. Now you just want to keep them from scoring more than you, and that's what Penwood has to do now. They got to focus on that. Not that they were focusing on shutting them out earlier, but I know that was in the back of their mind.
We talked a lot about Penwood. If they pick up a win here, they will pretty much guarantee themselves a first-round home game. Chichester sitting at number 11. I don't know if they're going to drop all the way out of the playoff picture, but I'm sure they would have a chance to move up with a victory here, maybe get a home game for them. They'd have to move up 3-4 spots and hope for some help. But, it'll be interesting to see how Chichester responds after finally scoring.
Yeah, definitely. Hopefully that they run up the points and get more points on the board. But being a senior at Penwood, of course I want a playoff game and see hopefully my friends and the team go past the second round, because they haven't been able to do that since my freshman year. So that's the goal for this year, definitely.
Well, also talking earlier about share of the Del Val is on the line here for Penwood. That'll be 3 straight years, at least have a share of that title. And I've seen a number of parents around here and alumni walking around very proudly wearing Del Val championship T-shirts. They want to be able to add another year to those T-shirts.
Yeah, it's a good time here at Penwood. The 2 straight Del Val titles, working on the third, and it's been a while before. It's been a while for the Del Val, so we can definitely try to get one more.
Short kick to Malik Brooks as he takes it at the 30-yard line. He tries to go all the way around. He is met at the 35, spins away from a tackle, but a good job hanging on for dear life by Zaire Bush.
Yeah, we know what Malik can do when it comes to run backs, as he opened the game with a 97-yard run touchdown, I believe. So, yeah, that was a good play by Chai to watch that and make sure he didn't do that again.
Yeah, they kicked the ball short. Almost looked like it was a makeshift onside kick, almost. Yeah,
that's what I was thinking.
Maybe they tried to catch Penwood off guard with that. I don't know. Or maybe they just wanted to keep it away from that dynamic duo back there. Either way, Penwood has the ball, and they're definitely going to have to go a good distance down the field to put the ball in the end zone.
So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots from their own 32-yard line. Johnson taking his time getting the call in. And they've been bunching up receivers on both sidelines, really spreading out the defense, as Glee plays right next to Johnson in that shotgun. Quick pass to the slant, caught by Jones, tries to jump his way through, and he'll get as far as the 45-yard line. That should be good enough for the first down.
That's a play we haven't seen from Penwood in a few weeks, actually. We haven't seen that for a little while, where they've gotten the ball out to the flat. It wasn't a hitch play. We've seen hitch plays by Penwood almost all year long, but we haven't seen this play run since probably the AP games about 3-4 weeks ago. And they had a little bit of success on it then, and they had a little bit of success on it just now. And we could probably see that play again going forward in this game.
And what we don't want to see is a penalty.
Oh my goodness, what happened? I missed that.
And the flag was really tight to the sideline. Again, because of our low vantage point, we couldn't quite see the flag. But let's see where they spot the ball, maybe back here on the 30-yard line. So after all that, it's still a first down. But unfortunately for Penwood, it's going to be a first down and about 12. They're going to move the chains back maybe.
11:30 Chester Pike. Get there.
If they are going to move the chains back, it'll be 1st and 10 from the 30-yard line. So you lose 2 yards and still get the first down.
He was, now he's on the side, Penwood sideline.
Both teams really taking their time setting up. I think they're waiting for the sticks to be perfect.
No, they got to be perfect, especially when Penwood has the ball. Got to get it right.
They can actually move it backwards a little bit. A little bit of confusion.
Come on, Chain Gang.
Keep in mind, Chain Gang is a volunteer position. So if you ever want to come to a Penwood game and do the chains, get the best seat in the house, volunteer for that, do a good job as well. Are you looking at a chance next week for a playoff game? As Johnson's in the shotgun, he's back to throw. Steps up in the pocket, then gets spun around, still trying to get free. He takes it down himself. He's being chased by 5 or 6. He'll get out of bounds. And maybe a gain of 1 on the play.
Yeah, they're going to have to swarm tackle, group tackle Desmond Johnson, because we haven't seen one person take him down in this game, and we actually saw him run over a couple guys early in the game. So they're definitely going to have to get low and swarm tackle him, and try to do something there, because arm tackles aren't going to work.
It goes for no gain. I will say that Chichester's marching band, they have a trumpet player over there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
Dude's got some range. They did a solid job with the pregame entertainment. Penwood Marching Band will come on at halftime. We'll have an extended halftime, by the way. It's senior night, so we'll do the senior recognitions during halftime. As Johnson, nice pass for Brooks, but he doesn't go anywhere on the throw, though. It gets to about the 37-yard line.
It look like they're trying to move the ball methodically here. We haven't seen the short passes too many times outside of the hitch plays and the plays in the flat by Penwood. So they're trying to add a little more wrinkle to that game going into the playoffs, expand that playbook a little bit, show some things that people haven't seen yet.
And they come up to the line quickly. Johnson. Whew, vicious stiff arm. Oh, he's going to get called for hands to the face. Oh, that is a tough call. They're going to call a hold. I guess maybe it's a hold on the line. I thought they were going to call hands to the face there, but that looked like it was a beautifully executed stiff arm.
Yeah, it was. Really
Bottom line is coming back.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. We've seen that a lot of times this year where we've had a decent positive gain and comes back by some type of holding penalty or a legal block in the back or a hands to the face type deal. And we got to eliminate those. Those things happen as part of the game, but those things, you got to eliminate those and minimize them going into the playoffs.
So ball moves all the way back to the 30-yard line again. 3rd and 10. So going the wrong way, actually going nowhere. And this drive is going to be 6 plays old. A little bit of confusion, a timeout called by Penwood. This will be their second.
Timeout on the field, Penwood.
Fans, while we got a moment, just want to remind everyone that today's broadcast is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. For more information about how to attend college full-time, tuition-free, and serve in the Army National Guard part-time, contact Master Sergeant Dan Geyer of Team South Philly at 610-350-9612. That is the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. And so I want to thank them for their support, not only helping us out as far as sponsorships with Penwood games, but other games here on the Sports Fan Base Network. So certainly appreciate their support. Thanks so much for joining us so far tonight. It's been a pretty good game for Penwood. A quick start with the kickoff up 18-0. But Chichester they get that long drive, and Justin, and now there's something to force penalties.
Yeah, when Chichester was able to get that ball into the end zone, we said earlier that they were able to almost have a weight lifted off their shoulders. Now with Penwood getting the ball, they're trying to drive the ball field. With these penalties coming into play, it gives Chichester a little bit more momentum from their defense, that they're able to keep Penwood at bay, which a lot of teams haven't been able to do, and this team hasn't been able to do tonight. So we'll see how this motivation works out for Chichester.
After the timeout, 3rd and 10. Johnson going deep over the middle, and it is incomplete. Intended for Amin Stevens, but getting a paw on it was Antonio Perez. It's 4th down.
Now on that play, Desmond Johnson was fortunate to get that play off. The defensive lineman that got through and got closest to him kind of hesitated before trying to hit him. I don't know what he might have been hesitating for. I don't know if he was worried about some type of roughing the passer type call, or maybe he thought he was going to try to take off and run, but kind of hesitated before you hit him. You, as a defensive line, you don't hesitate before you hit anybody. You just got to hit him and go right through him.
So it does look like Penwood is going to punt. Back to receive for Chichester. Xander Squire. We've seen his speed. Not a big guy at 5'2", 138. Wow. He's just a junior, but he is lightning fast, and you've got to look out for him as here comes the punt.
And there's the kick in nice. Kick back to the
directly to him.
And a little bit of backpedal. Good elusiveness, but then he is thrown down as both Mike Price and David Johnson were in on the tackle. Again, all he could do was try to stay on his feet, but Xander Squire just met right there at the 37-yard line.
Sometimes what is the best thing to do is after you break one tackle, just go forward. And it looked like he was trying to avoid the other tackle because you want to avoid the tackle, but it looked like he was trying to avoid the tackle more so than he wanted to get yards on that play. And sometimes when you're a smaller guy, because I am one of those smaller guys that like to dance around and try to make people miss. So sometimes that can happen. And for the younger guys out there that watch this game and see some things, make sure you get some yards on every play. I know it's easier said than done, but you got to get yards on every play.
This is the first drive since the first drive of the game that Chichester starting in their own territory. And you'd think they'd be leading, but they're down 18-7. They marched their last time out. This time they hand off to about the 41-yard line, so good start to this drive. A gain of about 4 or 5.
Yeah, keeper going right up the middle. It was a great job by Chichester. I think, they look like they're starting to establish the run a little bit better than they were earlier in the game. I don't know if Penwood is getting worn down at all, as we've seen in previous games, that maybe they're starting to wear down a little bit, giving up a little bit more yards going up the middle. And, we'll see how that tends to – we'll see how Penwood's defense can handle that going forward.
Yeah, I know you've been saying something about discipline all game, and that's on both the offensive side and defensive side. And he's gone.
Oh, Fields is gone.
Wow.
Great speed.
That was a great run by Fields.
Marquise Fields takes it all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
And just what I was talking about today, Tom. You establish something going up the middle, then you pop it to the outside. They were able to do that, get some speed going to the outside. Marquise Fields going right up the line for that touchdown. And we have a whole new ball game here. Could be a 5, maybe a 4-point game right after this extra point attempt.
Last extra point by Zach Taylor was true. So if he is able to nail this, pulls within 4. A little surprised they don't go for 2 here, but maybe early in the game for that. They want to just keep the points rolling, keep the positive mindset going. After that 59-yard play from Chichester. As this is up and it is good. And with 4:46 left to go, it's now 18-14 in favor of Penwood.
I don't know how long it was, but it seems like it's been a while since we saw Penwood get the ball into the end zone. Chi has scored, I believe, twice since the last time Penwood has scored. So, as we said, Chi has scored 14 unanswered points now due to Penwood's 18 points. It's a 4-point game now. It's a whole totally different looking game than it was in the first quarter.
Definitely looking more one-sided on Penwood's side, and now 2 scores later, it looks just like it's anybody's ball game.
Absolutely.
It's funny how that works. Momentum is a powerful thing.
Definitely.
So, I got to say, late in the second, Penwood has that big playability. And I wouldn't say must score, but maybe just get a good drive together. Put up 3 points if you can, if you have that, if you have a kicker. But if you can put up points here, get a good drive going, just rest the momentum back. Don't have to rush. Don't have to go through that
time in running their game plan with this possession. Because if they end up giving the ball right back to Chichester has all the momentum on their side right now, and that's just the last thing that they will really want to do.
Yeah, let's just hope that Penwood can stay disciplined and keep the laundry off the field, and they can actually make those big plays, keep them moving forward.
So that was just a 2-play drive, finished off with a 51-yard play. Marquise Fields just found his way around the far side, and again, once he got a couple of steps, he was absolutely gone.
Yeah, I mean, he's very fast.
Pretty good kick here. Nice hop, though, for Jordan Jones. Looks to go across the field, but he was knocked down at the 25-yard line.
Yeah, you were talking about that earlier. I know Jordan personally. We run during the track season together. He's a really fast guy, so good job from Chai not letting him get to the outside and take off.
He actually got to only the 20.
Yeah.
So 80 yards to go with 4:39 to go. in the quarter and in the half.
And speaking of track, in a little bit, I want to ask Timmy a few questions about the track team and some of his his career here at Penwood and how that's going. So we'll talk about that in a little bit, Tim. I just want to prepare you for it because I asked the tough questions.
All right, I'm prepared now.
So 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Pretty important drive here for Penwood, leading by 4, but they were leading by 18. Johnson, low snap on a short hop, picks it up, and he's wrapped up by 2, then drops it off, a little bit of a lateral. But great pursuit, as in on the tackle was Tymier Bush.
Hey, well, on that play, we've seen the bad snaps for most of the season. They've been limiting them as each game is going on. They've limited the bad snaps. On that play just now, it proved rather unfortunate for Penwood to have that snap, because as soon as Johnson picked up the ball, defender was right in his face, and he really had nowhere to go. Fortunately for him, he had his man right next to him that he could dish the ball off to, and was able to get out of danger.
Loss of 2 on the play, 2nd and 12 from the 18-yard line. Better snap this time, handed off. Whoa! High tackle on Glee play.
And he's still up. I don't know about that.
I tell you what, Glee plays fighting for every yard. And just like I said, he's going to fight for every single yard he can get. Being that it's his senior year, last home game of the regular season for him, of his career, great job by Glee play. He's going to be fighting for every yard. He's not going to go down easy.
Gain of 2, so back to the original line of scrimmage. 3rd and 10 from the 20-yard line. Clock continuing to roll with 3:20 to go in the half. Momentum right now purely in the favor of the Eagles. Back to throw, but flag or timeout? What do we have? False start, and the Patriots are going the wrong way.
And the Patriots are opening the door for the Eagles to get in here, and I don't like saying that because I'm a Penwood fan, but I don't like saying that because it makes me think of the Eagles and Patriots. So either way, I don't like saying it, but. The Patriots got to shut the door here. They got to play discipline. They got to keep that momentum away from Chichester. Take some of it back.
3rd and 15 from the 15. Back to throw. Johnson has big playability as he rolls, wrapped up, fights through, steps out of bounds.
Johnson had Mike Price going across the middle. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to get the ball to him. I don't know if he saw him or not, but Chai did a good job of getting pressure on Johnson, and that's really the key to stopping the Penwood offense, is getting pressure on Johnson, making him get out of the pocket, keep him uncomfortable. That's just what they did right there. Great job by them.
Yeah, and the offensive line, I just wish they could give Johnson just a little bit more time. We've been seeing him shuffle through the pocket. I feel like if he had more time just to survey the field, he could get something off. Like Mikey said, Michael Price was going down the field, so hopefully the O-line can definitely work on that.
Loss of 5 on the play. 4th and 20, and they are punting from just outside. The end zone is blocked. It rolls to the back of the end zone.
Oh, they got it. Oh, no, it was out.
It will be a safety.
Oh, yeah. They caught it just in time before it went out.
Safety. So that's 2 points for the Eagles there. So we got a 2-point ball game. This ball game has definitely changed views going on. Like I said, you got to get take some of that momentum away from Chichester. They weren't able to do that. Took a little bit too long getting that ball out with that punt just now. Chichester's getting that pressure up the middle. They're feeling good right now. They haven't scored against Penwood in 2 years, and now in one quarter they scored 16 points. They're feeling real good right now. If Penwood wants to do something, they got to do it before the halftime to take some of that momentum away from Chichester, or the second half could prove to be very long for them.
Well, bad news gets worse for Penwood, because not only did they give up the 2 points, they've got to kick it away. So with a couple of timeouts in their pocket and a decent amount of time, they'll probably get the ball at about the 2:25, 2:20 mark, depending on the return. They can even take the lead before we hit halftime. Again, we were talking earlier about how Chichester hasn't scored against Penwood. Well, that is long gone. These guys don't care about that. Chichester is looking for an opportunity to pull within a half a game of Academy Park for the Del Val. And it would make things certainly interesting, because they couldn't play a game against Innerborough last week because of mitigating circumstances. And it's a game that maybe they could win, and they'd be able to get a share of the Del Val themselves if they come back and win this game, and were able to win that game. Unfortunately for them, they probably aren't going to make it up, but you can, that's what broadcasters, writers, and all that can do. We can all talk about it, and could they have done it?
It'll be one of those things they down the line and say, back in 2019, we could have did this, but this happened. It's just one of those type of stories, one of those almost myth type stories.
So they're going to a free kick from the ground. Usually it's a punt, but again, it's the kicking team's choice. They kick it from the 20, and a line shot right into the chest of Squires. Squires has the speed as he will get over the 50-yard line to about the 47.
This is the time right now where the Penwood Patriots are really going to have to flip that switch back on, because I'm not really sure if they got real comfortable with the lead and things just stopped going their way, but they're going to have to get back to being aggressive, get back to being nasty out there, and really, playing this game with some will and some insistency, and reestablish their dominance and what they can be as a football team.
Something we certainly saw from the defense of Chichester. They see their offense finally, they get the scores on the board, and they just feel it. They started smelling the ball, and now it's going to be up to Penwood to try to do the same thing.
Momentum's on their side going into the half.
Going back to throw here, Descenti over the middle, and it is intercepted.
That might be it right there.
Donegan intercepts, and he's looking for blockers, but he is knocked down the 20-yard line.
That might be the turn that Penwood needed right here, getting that interception. Quarterback overthrows the ball just a little bit, and he was able to get that interception. So, as you can see here, he drops back, he gets rid of the ball. And Penwood comes up with it, comes up with the interception. He's pointing out some blockers. He's just able to hold on to the ball as the Chi offender. I guess he's the defender now. He was going after the ball, trying to get that ball back. Wasn't able to do it. Great job by him.
Yeah, so now, just like I was thinking earlier, the momentum has shifted. Still have 2 minutes in the half, so maybe Penwood can make a big play and bring their ball game back to their side.
Low snapper picked up by Johnson as he's going to run it right away, trying to get the sideline, cuts up ahead, forced out of bounds, but it'll be good enough for the first down.
He is a hard man to take down.
Absolutely. You can't arm tackle him, you can't go up top, you got to go low, you got to wrap him up.
Even if you do go low, he's got tree trunks for legs. We've been saying that since September.
Yeah.
Again, he's just a formidable runner, tough to bring down.
Yeah.
Good job so far by Chichester doing it, but they're taking 2-3 guys to get it done.
Yeah, no, we have calculus class together, and we've been talking. I don't know if he'll do it this game, but he's been talking about trying to hurdle a player. So we'll see if he can get that done this game.
To the outside, Johnson, and nasty, couple of big hits, and he will get to about the 42-yard line.
Look like a little helmet-to-helmet action on that play. I don't think Johnson Jr. liked that too much. It was definitely a little bit of helmet to helmet. No flag on the play for that one, but it's kind of tough when you're running quarterback. Sometimes when those plays happen, referees don't see you as a quarterback, especially when you get upfield. So and either way, a helmet to helmet play needs to be called. As you can see here, he's breaking tackles, some stiff arms, breaking the tackle, run over man here. Here comes the helmet to helmet right here, right there, and you can see both guys head snap back. You never want to see that, especially in a high school game.
Gain of 29 on the play, 1st and 10 from the 42. Low snap this time, handed off the Glee play.
Short game.
And he will get just shy of the 40-yard line. So minimal game, we'll call it 1. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 41-yard line. Clock continues to roll. Again, Penwood has used 2 timeouts already. So really can't stop the clock unless they get the first down to go out and play.
And that was a play to get Desmond Johnson a little breather, keep him from having to worry too much.
Fakes the pass, and then he is met in the backfield, and he is sacked. That was a team sack if you ever saw it.
Now that's something that absolutely can't happen. Your quarterback just ran for about 40, 50 yards on the run just now, and you can't have the defense being in his face. You got to give him some protection.
Loss of 5 on the play. It'll be 3rd and long from the 46-yard line. Certainly doable for Johnson and company. But that line just completely collapsed right around him, and that's something that just can't be accepted. One of the challenges that Penwood's been facing all season long is, especially on the line, they go Iron Man, so all these guys are playing 60 minutes. Yeah, they were well rested coming into this game because they didn't play last week down in D.C., but now, getting later in the game, they've been playing again constantly. That's got to start wearing on these guys.
Yeah, absolutely. It absolutely does. I mean, you're pushing, you're fighting. It's almost like being in the gym for 60 minutes. It's like lifting weights consistently for 60 minutes because you got, another man, another player trying to enforce their will on you while you're trying to force their will on them. So I know linemen leave this game exhausted at the end. I know they sleep well.
Yeah. Hopefully we have some second string linemen that can step up before the playoff game, so they don't have to play all 60 minutes.
Well, they bunched up 4 receivers on the near side, and great play. Correction, Johnson going out. Oh, what a catch! Jordan Jones, touchdown, Patriots!
Wow, great job by Jordan Jones. Establishing, he saw the ball, he was able to reposition himself. He let the defender run by him, got the catch, he stayed focused, was able to get into the end zone.
Yeah, man, Jordan Jones is like a little brother to me, so there's a little bias. Like I was talking earlier, if he can get to the side and have a one-on-one with a player, he can outrun them definitely.
Absolutely, Jordan Jones has been a great to watch all year. And then here you see Johnson dropping back, and he sees Jones already, gets rid of the ball. Jones at this point right now is reestablished, repositioning himself with the receiver. Here he goes by. He's able to catch the ball. And then he had to fight to get into the end zone. He almost didn't get in, but great job by him enforcing his will, getting across that goal line.
And the kick is up.
Kick is up. The kick is up, and it is good. And with 42 seconds left in the half, momentum right back in the hands of the Patriots, leading 25-16.
And that's exactly what needed to happen for these Patriots right here to get that momentum back in their lap. You wanted to go into the half, taking the momentum away from Chichester. They were feeling good about themselves, establishing their offense and their defense at the same time. And then to come out here and be able to make a big play happen the way they did just now. Great job by the Penwood offense. The momentum was back on their side. They just have to make sure they stop Chichester from getting the ball in the end zone on this next drive, in the next 42 seconds.
An 80-yard drive of 5 plays, and it lasted just about a minute and a half.
Yeah.
So great job. We want to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Alongside Timmy Adunjo and Justin Watson, I'm Tom Williams. Again, thanks so much for joining us all season long for Penwood Broadcast. And hopefully we'll be right back here next week for a home playoff game that's going to be up to the Penwood Patriots, in part, to pick up a victory here today and make sure they stay 8 and above as far as the rankings are concerned.
Absolutely. A home playoff game here would be great.
So 42 seconds left. Still a chance here for Chichester to get something going. They've been able to move the ball well. So offensively, they need to remember that they can move the ball against this Patriot defense. They have, I believe, 2 timeouts in their pocket. So they can, if they can get a good return, which they've been able to do, maybe this will go out of bounds. But no, it's going to stay in, and a great bounce for Penwood. It's still loose, and then it's finally covered up at the 6. So that's the very last thing that the Eagles wanted there.
That couldn't have gone any better for Penwood.
The bounces that we needed.
Absolutely.
So with 42 seconds left to go, and if they're going to go to the end zone, it'll be a 94-yard drive. See if they can pull that off here. This is the worst field position of the game by far for the Eagles. Again, they started at least 4 or 5 drives in Patriots territory. Again, that's another thing that the Patriots need to find a way to clean up. Again, against teams like Academy Park, and then once you get even out of conference to the top of the rankings and here in 5A, you give them a short field, they're going to score just about every single time.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Looks like they're going to kneel on the ball. Look like they're going to sit and take it into the half with the score being what it is.
So they've kneeled it once. They may have to go one more time.
30 seconds remain in this half.
Again, the official will let them know if they have to kneel the ball down. And it doesn't look like they will have to.
Yeah, looks like that's going to be it.
I will say that Penwood is waiting to make sure. And that'll just about do it for the first half of play.
So, as you know, we have Timmy Adunjo here in the booth with us today for his first time, his first experience as a broadcaster. Timmy also is on the track team here, and he's had some pretty good success on the track, and just wanted to talk to you about that. Going into your senior year, how do you feel about how your track career has been going here at Penwood?
Yeah, I mean, my track career has been unbelievable. If you told me I'd be doing what I did last year, my freshman year. I wouldn't believe you. Last year, became district champ. Fell a little short at states becoming runner-up, but everything happens for a reason. Was named Delco Athlete of the Year, which I couldn't be more grateful for. So hopefully senior year, we had to talk earlier, I just hope to leave everything on the track so I have any what-ifs, and hopefully get that that state championship before I leave and go to second.
Now, for me personally, it's been a joy watching you as someone who also ran track coming up and seeing the success that you have, and you're falling right in line with the tradition that we have here at Penwood with such a great track history here at Penwood. Like you said, you fell a little short your senior year. Your junior year in the state finals. You came second in the 400-meter hurdles. That's your event.
Yes.
How do you look to change that this year and maybe come away with that state title?
Definitely, it's an honor to continue the tradition, but it's easy to understand why. We work hard with very little. You just have to have that mentality. And I'm just going to keep working hard, doing what I'm doing, but 10 times more, and just stay more disciplined and definitely get that done. Take care of my body so there's no injuries that could affect and stop me from not only being state champion, but potentially breaking the state record.
So we just wrapped up, or we're in cross-country season, maybe
Yes.
just wrapped up for you guys, I'm not sure. I know the district meet was today.
Yes.
Did you run in the district meet today?
Yeah, I've been doing a lot of physical therapy to get me right for indoor and outdoor.
Okay.
But I just came back a couple weeks ago running a little with the cross-country team. Winning that district today felt really good. So, yeah, that's wrapped up. My first and last cross-country meet. I couldn't be any happier for that. So it was fun to run that with the cross-country team and now focus on getting ready for the indoor and outdoor season.
Now, with indoor and outdoor season coming up, I know you have, the 400 hurdles, 300 hurdles here in Pennsylvania. I'm sorry, but the 400 hurdles out of state. You have the relays and stuff like that. Now, I know your best race is 300 hurdles.
Yeah.
What is your favorite event?
Ooh, that's
Mine was always the relays.
That was a difficult question, but yeah, 300 hurdles, of course. I wouldn't is my favorite because I'm the best at it. But for entertainment, I feel like when a 4x4 or 4x2 is close and the crowd's looking for you, especially because I'm anchor, it puts everything on you, and I just love that pressure. I never fold under it, so it's just a great feeling to hopefully walk somebody down or win the race.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, with the success that you've had, there's always going to be a next level. Do you plan on running track at the next level? And if so, what are your plans? Do you have anybody looking at you for the next level?
Yes, I've been just finished taking all of my visits. I visited a few schools. Where I'm going is pretty clear to me. Everything is working out.
You don't have to say it here if you don't.
Yeah.
Come on, big exclusive.
Of course. I mean, it won't be too long till everybody finds out. But the school that I'm choosing feels perfect for me. With my academics and athletics. It is a D1 program. I could say that at least.
There you go.
And yeah, so I'm just blessed to be able to compete at the next level, especially at the highest next level, Division I. So yeah.
Hey Tom, let's see if we can get some type of hint. What do you plan on majoring in next year?
I plan on majoring in business. Not exactly sure what concentration.
It's not too much of a hint for us.
The school is a really good business school.
There's a hint.
That's a hint. That was a good.
Well,
hint.
we have inside info.
That's all I
That's not
can
fair. We're not going to say nothing either.
I'm not going to say.
And are you staying local, or are you looking to go?
Ooh, that was
too much of a giveaway. Huh?
Trying to be a giveaway, but
See, Tom is slick.
yeah, that was a good try.
Well, what street is the school? No, I'm just kidding.
Well, Timmy, I want to congratulate you on all the success that you've had, and for the success that you're going to have in the future. And I want to welcome you to the booth and to the Penwood Broadcasting Group. I don't even know if we have a name for it just yet. But the SFBN. You're on sfbn.com or .live right now.
Yeah.
But I want to welcome you. I want to congratulate you, and best of luck to you going forward. Not only this year, but in your career in the future.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I mean, it was an honor to be here. Just experience this. It was a great experience. Definitely might be an idea in the future of broadcasting and all that. And thank you guys so much. I hope to continue to compete and Yeah, thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely.
Well, a little history made here. Again, we've had students running cameras, running the background stuff here for SFBM, but our first on-camera and on-microphone performer here at the high school level, Timmy Otunjo. Thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you guys so much for having me.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back with third quarter action in just a few moments. As you can see on your screen, Penwood with a 25-16 lead over Chichester. Back for third quarter action here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Kerr Field in Yeadon, Pennsylvania. We're at the half. Penwood leading 25-16 as the Patriots started off very quickly, Justin, but kind of fizzled a little bit. But that late touchdown certainly gave him a little bit of breathing room heading to the third quarter.
Yeah, I think the end of that first half couldn't have ended any better for Penwood. I mean, like you said, they started out fast, gave up 16 unanswered points, counting the safety. They had the safety in there on the punt attempt, but they were able to get back in there, get a touchdown on a home run type play, and maybe take some of that momentum away from Chichester. Chichester now knows that they are capable of scoring on this Penwood defense and capable of stopping the Penwood offense. But with that momentum is a heck of a thing when it comes to sports. If you have that momentum on your side, it really builds up a lot. Maybe Penwood took a little bit of that momentum with that last play in the second half.
Well, the good news for Chichester is they're going to start off with the ball. The bad news is when they kicked it off to start up the game, it was a 93-yard return. And again, we honestly thought that Penwood was going to roll, but a great job by Chichester to stay calm, not think about the previous years of being unable to score against the Patriots. They just came out very strong, figured it out, got their own little wrinkles of their own offense, got aggressive on defense. Yeah, that last touchdown against them was kind of, I wouldn't say a miracle play, but it was a tough play to defend and a tough play to pull off as an offense. So as a defense, you go, all right, you got to give them that, you got to give them full marks. But Chichester has an opportunity right away to get on the board and to get right back into this game.
Yeah, Chichester, if they want to hang around in this game and possibly coming out of here with a win, I think this first possession for them is going to be probably the most important possession of the game for them, because being that Penwood took some of that momentum away, they can reestablish some of that momentum coming into the second half, and that will really send a statement to the Penwood Patriots that we're not going away. We are here to fight, and we want to come away with this win. We're fighting for our playoff positioning. We're fighting for the playoffs, period. And, we want to get in there. And if we got to play you again next week, so be it. But we want to get in the playoffs, and we want to make something happen.
And Penwood, I'm sure they would love to host a home game. They pick up a win here. They pretty much guarantee that. And by the way, you guys were able to see during the halftime the senior ceremony and the marching band play. Unfortunately, this year we're not quite set up audio-wise to really bring that to you, which is why we want to do it right. And next time out next year and into the basketball season this year, we're going to do a better job of getting microphones again. It's a question of technology, dealing with the internet, and our first year being here at this facility. So certainly we don't want to forget about the great work by all the seniors. Great job here at Penwood, by the way. My first senior night. Not only do they honor the players, they honor the cheerleaders and they honor the marching band. So basically a fantastic job honoring everybody who's a senior involved with putting together Penwood sports for the fall season.
Yeah, great job by the athletic department making that happen, and and establishing this program. Like you said, sometimes there's some things that we are able to bring you, some things we're not. It's first year of the program. This program will grow. I'm excited to be a part of it. I'm excited to work with you and all your expertise. You've taught me a lot going forward, and I'm hoping I'm able to continue to do this going forward, and it's been fun and a learning experience for me, and this program is going to grow exponentially for this school, and like I said, I'm just glad to be a part of it now, and I hope it continues to go for years to come.
Oh, same here. Again, it's been a fantastic time. Again, great job by Rap Curry and Ari Bluestein to put everything together to get this little marriage between Penwood and SFBN. Penwood for now, this is going to be my last Penwood broadcast into the playoffs. Fortunately for me, but unfortunately for my Penwood appearances, I do have other obligations, including Newman University and Westchester University sports. So that's going to take over starting in November. But I will say that if the Penwood Patriots make it to the semifinals of the districts, I'll be able to do that game, but they're going to have to work hard to get that done. It's not going to be easy. Again, even last year being the top seed, and they still could not get it all the way. It just gives you an idea of how great 1 through 16 will be in these playoffs.
Yeah, absolutely. The Pennsylvania PIAA playoffs, especially District 1, that's a tough district to get through in any sport. I mean, they're one of the top districts in basketball, one of the top districts in football for the east side of Pennsylvania, and just almost every sport you'll see a state champion come out of District 1 at some level, whether it be A or 6A. You'll see a state champion come out of some part of the east coast of the east side of Pennsylvania. You have the District 12 out here, which is the Philadelphia Public League and Catholic League. You have District 1, which is what we're in, and it's tough to get through. And it's a lot of talent out here, and it's a lot of sports being played, and it's a lot of fun too at the same time.
So certainly keep an eye on all the social media, whether it be Penwood Football, Penwood Athletics, Sports Fan Base Network, as far as the schedule moving forward from here on out, including next week's playoff game. Possibly here, possibly on the road, but it most likely will be on a Friday night. And then we are looking to cover more sports as far as Penwood's concerned, going into basketball and then into the spring season, possibly with some baseball as well. So, again, all details are still kind of working their way out. And I certainly want to thank everyone for the support of what we're doing here at Penwood. Again, we've received a lot of good comments, helpful comments, good constructive criticism as well, how we can do things better. And again, we're all just trying to do things better as we move along. And as we move along, we're going to incorporate more and more and more student cooperation. As right now, we have students running the cameras right now. Before, we had students running the broadcast as well. So it's going to be very interesting as we move things along as the third quarter has begun. Chichester receives, and there is room up the far side. They will get to the 30-yard line, but a flag from the near side side judge. Not exactly what Penwood wants to see is laundry on the field.
Not sure exactly what they saw there, but I know Penwood faithful are hoping it wasn't against them. I know we do have some Chi fans on the stream as well, so I'm going to say welcome to them too. Welcome to SFBN, and welcome to the broadcast. And
their fans have come out and done a great job where they were on that run of 16 straight points. You can certainly hear them. So we're actually right in the middle of a Chichester Eagle Nation here on the right side, and a great job by the band during the pregame as well. That's something else we're going to, as a former band, the drum corps person, certainly would love to be able to broadcast the bands, but we want to be able to do it right. And right now we can do our best to crank up the microphones on our heads, but it's not going to sound very good.
I wonder if we'll ever be in the middle of a Penwood crowd, because we've been in enemy territory all year.
As Chichester, speaking of enemy territory, trying to get into Patriots territory. This first play from scrimmage, and they'll get a gain of about 2 on the play. So starting with a pretty good field position.
Yeah, they look like they had that bottle up coming around the outside. Great field position for Chichester. Looks like they may be going back to their game plan and getting the ball to the outside, see if they try to reestablish the run in the middle as well. So see if they have a repeat of the first half with their game plan.
It'll be a gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9 from the 45-yard line, their own 45, that is. And again, the offense for Chichester has done a fantastic job of picking up momentum. As QB's back to throw. Pass up ahead is caught by Marquise Fields. We've seen his breakaway speed, but he is wrestled backwards by Kevin Washington.
Great job by Kevin Washington keeping Marquise Fields from getting the first down on that play. He said you got to hold of the jersey, and sometimes that's what you got to do to keep the man from proceeding. Got to hold of the jersey, was able to spin him around, get him wrapped up, and take him down, saving a first down play. Now he's got a 3rd down and 6 for Chichester.
It'll be 3rd and 6 from their own 49-yard line. 25-16 is our score. Penwood looking for a share at Alval with a victory here this evening. DeCenzi back to throw. Pressure from up the middle, and he is wrapped up, gets it away. Incomplete.
Could be intentional grounding, maybe?
I don't see a flag out.
I don't see anybody over there.
No, I don't. And there it is.
There it is. Yeah, Chad quarterback was just trying to, trying to avoid the sack there. Didn't want to take that loss. Unfortunately for him, there was nobody over there for him to throw it to, and we're going to have an intentional grounding call. Should also be the yards and the loss of down. Oh, wait a minute.
This will be offsetting penalties. I didn't see the first signal, so it's basically a do-over.
Didn't see a flag for the first penalty either. Well, I guess we won't really know which penalty the flag was for, but usually see a holding flag a lot earlier than that.
So a reprieve for the Eagles. It'll be 3rd and 6 again from their own 49-yard line. Now, if you can hear that car alarm going on in the background, I'm checking my car, make sure it's not it. No, it's not mine.
That one's right behind it. I had to check to see if it was my card, too.
Another chance here for the Eagles to get the first down. Back to throw, pass over the middle, and it is incomplete. And I'll tell you right now, if Zaquan Bruton makes the catch, he would have been trucked.
Oh, yeah.
And I will say it's a great job by the defense to not complete the hit there.
It could have been a situation where you heard the footsteps. Maybe he looked away from the ball to see what was coming and made a business decision, possibly.
So Price back to receive the potential punt. The lead player's on the far side. It's actually bringing two back, but Price will be further. And then you have a third guy back who's short, and Jordan Jones. So it's pick your poison time here for the Eagles. High punt. And good job by the Patriots getting away from it. It'll be picked up here by Brandon Jessup. And it'll be 1st and 10 for the Patriots from about the 28-yard line.
I'm interested in seeing how the Patriots come out in the second half, see what they do with their offensive game plan. Are they going to come heavy with the run, or are they going to go for another home run possibly to get some more momentum on their side after getting a good stop? When you get that good stop, you definitely want to strike fast and take some of the wind out of your opponent's sails.
Move the ball back to the 27-yard line on that spot. 1st and 10 for the Patriots.
Who is that?
Johnson back to throw. Nope, he's going to bring it down and cut to the outside. Gets to the line of scrimmage over the 30-yard line to just about the 35. So pretty good gain there.
That was an interesting formation that Penwood came out with just there. They had the tight end, the tackle, Elijah Nelson, split out almost out into the slot. But he had his hand down. He had put his hand in there. It was very strange. I never saw that before. And I don't know. It was weird. That was a weird one. A little wrinkle from Coach Otto Troop.
Well, getting towards the playoffs, you got to try to find a way, get something rolling. That was a very interesting little bit of a setup. And I've been enjoying this as well. The two receivers bunched on either side. Long pass across. It's low. Jones picks it up and stumbles, and he can't get back to the original line of scrimmage. We lost him about a yard.
That's a tough play to make right there. We're throwing to the long side of the field on that play in particular. We know Johnson has an arm and he can get that ball there, but that's a tough play to make because the defense has a long time to see that ball in the air and they can adjust and make that play.
Yeah, you've got to have an absolute rifle if you're going to pull off the screenplay from that kind of distance. But the same setup with one receiver near, and a low snap goes through, and it's still loose. Desmond Johnson Jr. does get it, but he will be outside the 20-yard line to the 18, and Penwood seemingly will be forced to punt.
Yeah, we got to show up those snaps. That can't happen, especially in that situation. You don't want that to happen.
They will spot the ball on the 18-yard line. A loss of 16. And they will certainly be punting. Back to receive on the Patriots' 45-yard line is Xander Squire. We've seen his speed in this game with a short field. The punt from Shepard. Caught at the 47-yard line and wrapped up right away, and then following up with the big hit is Price.
Great job, great coverage by the Penwood special teams punt coverage squad on that one. The punt returner on that play, he had some speed. So he wanted to get them wrapped up quick, and they did just that.
Not easy to do because it wasn't exactly a high, hang time kind of punt. But a great job by the kicking team, the Patriots, to just get down quick. Again, a shorter field to do so. Doesn't have to go quite as far, but still, certainly not an easy play. But it will be a relatively short field for the Eagles to work. They'll go 1st and 10 from the Patriots' 44-yard line. Another short field for the Eagles. In motion is Ham. No handoff. DeCenzi takes it himself. Cuts up the middle. Good enough for a first down and more as he is wrapped up at the 26-yard line.
One of the more successful plays for the Chichester Eagles today. Great job running up the ball. Great job by offensive line, him taking the ball, quarterback keeping the ball, going up the middle, and getting a first down on that play. A little extracurricular activity. Teams giving each other the business after that play, but it's football. It's a rough sport. That's going to happen.
And a little bit of intensity being tossed around here. Gain of 17 on the play to the 27-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Patriots. That's a wrinkle I didn't expect from DeCenzi. He's been pretty confident in rolling back with it. As into motion goes Kazi Jones. This is handed off to Brian Ham. He'll get to the 25. Falls over, and he'll only get credit to the 25. Gain of 2 on the play.
It looks like Chai might be going back to running the ball up the middle, seeing what they can establish up that middle. Pop something back outside. We saw them do it in the first half. Get a few runs up the middle, pop it outside for a nice play, a decent game earlier in the game. So that might be their game plan again here. See if Penwood can remember that and recall that and put a stop to it.
It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 25-yard line. Chichester slows things down a little bit. Not exactly rushing up to the line. They'll jog up, but it was a long huddle. This will be handed off. Trying to go around the edge is Ham. Dives forward over the 25 to the 24. Gain of maybe 1 or 2.
As you remember, in the first quarter, they ran that same play to Ham, going to that same side. They were able to get a first down on that play. Not as much success on the play this time, but it looked like they did just what I was thinking, where they were running the ball at the middle and then looked to pop one to the outside. See if they catch the Penwood defense off guard.
No gain on the play. So it stays 3rd and 9 from the 25-yard line. Maybe he gave him a half a distance of the ball as far as a forward gain is concerned. But 3rd and somewhat long here for the Eagles to deal with. As in the backfield as the running back is Xander Squire. Right next to the QB in the shotgun. Back to throw to Senzi. Over the middle, and it is incomplete.
That's unfortunate for him. He had the ball in his hands. He just wasn't able to hold on to it. It was a great throw by DeCenzi. And he took a shot there by the defender there, and he's still on the ground. And hopefully he's all right, but that was a hard shot he took.
Yes, Aquan Bruton, the junior, again, just gets spun around there, and he landed very awkwardly.
I have sights and sounds for the first half of the
And while we have the man down, we can take a look at some of the sight sounds from the first half of play.
So, this has music.
Welcome back, everybody. Once again, we are live from Kerr Field in Yeadon, Pennsylvania. You can see at the top of your screen the player for Chichester is still down. And hopefully he's all right, but he took a pretty substantial knock. Zaquan Bruton coming over the middle, trying to pick up the first down for Chichester. But he is in some serious discomfort there at the top of the page. And a good job here by the Patriots on the near side, just taking a knee and kind of thinking positive thoughts for him. Alongside Justin Watson, Tom Wilmshire, thanks so much for joining us tonight. Penwood leading 25-16, and Penwood, we've mentioned it ad nauseum, but you know what? A third straight Del Val championship is certainly nothing to sneeze about here. Take a lot of pride of that here at Patriots Nation.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the getting a Del Val championship is a big deal here at Penwood. You know, our football team hasn't had a lot of success going into this most recent. I don't want to call it a dynasty, but this
run.
Yeah, this most recent run, great. Most recent run leading up to it. So, you know, these past 3 years have been great. Going out and getting the Del Val titles, having the success, getting a lot of attention, having a lot of college coaches knowing who who Penwood is from every sport. I mean, once you get attention in football or any sport, you get attention in a lot of other sports. So, those things run into each other. You get the crowd. Within the past few years, we started the Friday night lights situation here, where you got the lights out here and having Friday night football games, something that we didn't have. We usually had Saturday morning football games. But, something about high school football on Friday night just makes it that much more special.
Good to see him coming off under his own power. Bit of a limp from Zaquan Bruton, but looks like he is okay as we are back underway. 4th and 9. And officials weren't quite in position yet.
Wait for me.
Certainly appreciate the folks, though, at Chichester. They want to move the ball here. They want to keep this offensive momentum going. They started back on their own, actually on the Eagle 44-yard line, so they want to keep rolling.
For the field goal,
this is a long field goal. This is going to be a 41-yarder. Kick is up. It has the distance, and it is good. Oh, fantastic kick.
Wow, that was a great kick. Great kick by him. 41-yard field goal, something that we haven't seen any of here at Kerr Field. This season, we haven't seen any real long field goals, but as you can tell, the ball goes through. It gives them 19 points. Maybe that gives Chichester a little momentum. It's a lot of excitement there when you make a 41-yard field goal. You don't see that a whole lot in the high school game.
Which is why we were completely unprepared. We were fully expecting them to wait. They're going to go for it. Of course. No. Great kick by Zach Taylor. 41-yard field goal. And
it kind of makes me wonder why they didn't do that early in a couple spots earlier in the game where they had opportunity maybe to kick a field goal.
And that had the distance, by the way, by at least 5 yards.
Absolutely. If you're familiar with Kerr Field, that ball went through the uprights and then went over the fence that is just before you hit the track. So
that's almost 10 yards.
Yeah, it's an additional 10 yards there beyond the uprights. So he would have made that from about 51 yards. So there might be something to keep an eye on later on in the game.
Absolutely. If this game is close, that is certainly something to look at. And you know what? We talked earlier about people looking at the Penwood players. Great thing about being in the Philly area, there's so many colleges, D1, 2, and 3, that all have football programs and are looking for talent. 41, potentially 51-yard field goal is certainly talent.
Absolutely.
So hopefully he gets a look. thanks to being able to be showcased here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Maybe there's a college out there going, we could use a leg like that.
And it makes it a 6-point game, which makes it another interesting dynamic to this game.
So that drive stalls a bit, but certainly worked out well for the 41-yard field goal. Kicks it off to the 12-yard line. Taking him with Jordan Jones. Jones switching fields, dragged from behind, nowhere to go, and he's down to 27. You know what? We've seen the 23 rather, and we've seen that a little bit too much for my liking. You're looking at the returners. Instead of going east-west, they're going north-south, just trying to change fields constantly. Maybe just take it straight up the middle and try to find a hole.
Yeah, in certain situations, most situations, you just want them to go right up the middle. I wonder if Penwood had a plan of blocking to the left and having the play go to the left. But either way, when he ends up breaking the first tackle, he looks to go back the other way, against the grain. Sometimes that works out if you have some room. On that play, he didn't have room. Chichester was able to swallow him up right there.
That's good containment on the special teams. Again, you certainly want to pursue, but you don't want to over-pursue and allow him to double back. So now Penwood will start off 1st and 10 from the 23-yard line. Johnson hands it off to Glee play, has room on the near side, gets to the 30-yard line, and falls down over the 35. Good enough for a first down for Penwood.
Great job, little misdirection play on that. Not something that we see too much from Penwood, and little something they put on there, and it worked out for him. A little misdirection, go one way, go to come back the other way, pop it out to the outside, get up the sideline. Great job by Penwood getting that first down.
So 1st and 10 from the 35-yard line after that run of 12. Glee play will stay in the backfield. Jones, the receiver, far side. Near side is Brooks, along with Mike Price. Johnson in the shotgun. Takes it himself to the left. Buries his head to the 40-yard line to about the 42. And I think he knew he stepped out of bounds, but you know what? He didn't hear a whistle, so buried his head and got some more contact. And probably not more yards, but
But you got to play to the whistle. You don't hear the whistle, you keep on going. Maybe you saw yourself go out, but maybe the referee didn't see it. So you got to keep on pushing.
So he'll go all the way to the 43-yard line, gain of 8 on the play. It'll be 2nd and 2. And this is a chance here for maybe Johnson airs it out a bit. Same formation with Jones to the near side. They'll switch it around. Brooks and Price to the far side in the backfield glee play. And he's going to hang on to himself and try to get the first down. Nice cut into the 45-yard line. Rumbles to the outside to the 50, to the 45, 40, trying to get to the middle, still on his feet, has blockers in front of him. This has a great opportunity here as Johnson gets tripped up over the 30-yard line. A great run by Desmond Johnson Jr., first down Penwood.
Wow, great run by him. You're going to have to run the ball, get the ball to your running back a few times here. As you can see, Des takes the ball at the middle, breaks a few tackles, and he gets up the sideline there, a little stiff arm there. And right here, you thought he might have went out of bounds. Nope, here he comes back the other way, guiding his blockers out there. Blocking did a great job. No hold, no penalties there. Great job by the whole Penwood offense of making that play happen.
That's a gain of a 27 on the play. 1st and 10 from the 30. This time hands off to Glee play, trying to find space up the middle. Gain of about 5 as he gets to the 25, maybe 24-yard line.
Yeah, they're probably going to have to run the ball again, give him the ball to Glee play, going up the middle again or something. Give Des Johnson a breather. There's a lot of running he did on that previous play. Probably ran a good 50 yards when you count all the steps he took into account.
Would always love to see him, see a runner like that get a pedometer on it, see what kind of running he does. 2nd and 4th, a gain of 6 from the 24-yard line. Johnson hands it off to Glee, play up the middle, and he is thrown down at the 19-yard line, but that's good enough for another Penwood first down.
But there you go with another run coming up the middle. Great job by Penwood establishing that run, forcing that well. They see they can run the ball in this team, so they got to keep on. They got to keep doing it. They got to force that run down the Chichester Eagles' throat.
1st and 10 from the 19-yard line as Penwood is marching. Juggled on the snap is Johnson, trying to get to the outside. Flag flies. He is wrapped up, spins his way out of bounds. Seeing another flag come in as well, and that's in the area of holding.
Let's hope these penalties offset, because I'm pretty sure one of them is going to be against the Patriots.
We'll keep an eye on the official as we've got 3:03 to go in the 3rd quarter. 25-19 lead for Penwood. And no indication of the signal yet as our head referee is talking to a couple of officials. It'll be a hold against Penwood. Decline. Hold. All right, there were 2 holds. They take one, not the other, which, again, is kind of meaningless.
Well, one may have happened in one part of the field, and
exactly.
They took the one that is more detrimental to the Patriots.
This will be moved all the way back to the 29-yard line, so loss of 10 thanks to the penalty. And it'll be 1st and 20. Need to get to the 10-yard line for the first down. Nice pass up ahead for Brooks, but he is hit pretty well right away. Gain of 5 or so.
Yeah, this is how you want to do it. You want to chip at that yardage bit by bit. You don't want to try to get it all at once, especially when you're on your first down.
2nd and 15 from the 25. Johnson back to throw. Low pass is incomplete as Jordan Jones couldn't pick it up off his shoes.
Yeah, that's unfortunate because we know Des Johnson has the arm to throw the ball 60, 70 yards down the field. That pass right there is tough to do because you got to get it out quick, and you want to get it in a place where the defender is not going to be able to get their hands on the ball. And unfortunately, it was a little too low for Jones, and ball hits the ground. But here you go with a 3rd down. You got another chance to get out there. I wouldn't be surprised to see a home run play here.
Johnson in the shotgun, spread offense, nobody in the backfield. Back to throw, steps into the pocket. Now cutting wide, directing traffic, tosses it towards the far side. It is caught! Touchdown, Penwood!
Great job by the Penwood offense on this play. You see Des Johnson, he gets out of the pocket, points his receiver downfield, gets the ball up just where he can get it. Great job of him getting over the goal line. A little awkward landing, but he was able to get over the goal line, score nonetheless, and he's all right.
25-yard pass to Elijah Glee play. Caps off a solid drive. Started way back on the 23-yard line. A 7-play drive for the Penwood Patriots extends the lead 31-19 pending the extra point.
That's some points that Penwood desperately needed to put on the board to put some ground between them and Chichester.
They'll go for 2. Johnson, as per usual, in the shotgun. Thought about going to the sweep, then goes against the play. It's heading to the pylon. Touchdown! 2-point conversion.
And on that play, I got to commend Desmond Johnson for not going into trying to make any contact on that play. Just wanted to get over there. As you see here, putting the ball right over the goal line and getting out of there. Didn't want to take any contact there. Everybody lives to play another day, right?
So a 7-play drive. That goes 77 yards. And any momentum that was picked up by Chichester starting off the half. What do we have here? They may have had a flag down.
There's a penalty.
I didn't see a flag. Unsportsmanlike. Oh, it's both teams.
So the points should still count.
Point still counts.
It looked like they were about to line up for another play, but that's not the case. The 2 points are good.
The game is starting to get a little chippy, Tom. And, you got a team fighting for their playoff life, and you got a team fighting for playoff positioning and a home playoff game. So, things can get a little chippy out there with these two powers going against each other, two forces of nature. When you get them colliding, some fireworks are sure to fly.
So with 2:19 left to go here in the third quarter, Penwood seemingly up comfortably, 33-19, but we've seen some great push from Chichester in this game so far. They're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination, especially in their own heads. They are a confident bunch who have figured out a way to march against this Penwood Patriot defense.
Yeah, they're not out of it at all. As you see, they are able to score, and they know they are able to score against this Penwood defense, and they know that they can stop the Penwood offense. So in their minds, they're definitely not out of this game. They have plenty of time left with about 14 minutes, a little more than 14 minutes left in the entire game. They know they can make some things happen. So they're not going to roll over right now. They're definitely going to go down. If they go down, they go down to a fight, but they're going to go down trying to come out on top.
The last game of the regular season for both of these squads, heading to the playoffs next week. And if Penwood picks up the victory, not only do they get a share of the Del Val title, but they will certainly at least keep their number 6 ranking, if not move up and guarantee themselves a home game. Chichester right now sitting at number 11. They would actually they are number 11, and they would certainly like to move up if they can come back in this game. Don't know if they'll drop out of the playoffs, but they'll be watching that final poll, kind of biting their nails, going, "Oh, okay, hopefully we get in."
It'll be like a selection Sunday for them with this week. And when you have that, I mean, it makes it a little more exciting. Some teams leave disappointed. Some teams are excited to be in the playoffs. But, for this Chichester team, the showing that they're showing tonight, they definitely deserve a shot at some playoffs and see if they can make something happen there.
Yeah, they definitely have shown in this game that they belong in the conversation, the top 16 here in District 1 5A. Let's see what they can do here. Down 33-19, 2:12 to go in the third quarter. Around the far side, Manny Rivera getting his first run of the game, but he's going in the wrong direction, it seems. Maybe got to the line of scrimmage.
Well, one thing he did do, he kept his legs moving, and that just goes to show you how the fight that Chichester has, that they're not going to go away easy. They're going to try to catch back up in this game, get the game tied up, possibly, and try to take the lead. They are not intimidated by this Penwood defense at all, and they just want to get out here and show that.
Loss of 1 on the play, 2nd and 11 from the 34-yard line. DeCenzo with 2 receivers on either side, nobody in the backfield. Flushed out of the pocket, steps up, and he is sacked.
Oh, great job by Jaquez Maben getting out there, staying home and being able to shed his block and getting the sack here. As you see, he's making some moves in the pocket, but there's Jaquez Maben shedding his block there and getting the quarterback to the ground for that sack. Great job for Jaquez Maben, the senior, on senior day.
Loss of 5 on the play, so it'll be 3rd and 16. And it'll be back on the 24-yard line.
We got it. Check out that we got the barbecue. Hamburgers, hot dogs, sausages on the grill.
They'll spread it out again. Nobody in the backfield. 4 receivers again, with now a 5th in motion. Back to throw and flushed out right away. Pass over the middle, connects to Tymir Bush, and he is going to rumble the pile and get the first down.
Still up.
Still digging towards the 50-yard line.
And that's just to show you that fight that they have. We got a man down on the field.
He'll get to the 49. A gain of 25 on the play. But as mentioned, a Chichester player is down. And the way the trainer is looking at the legs, maybe thinking cramp here.
Hopefully that's just what it is. Just a cramp.
Yeah, a little bit of a calf cramp, it looks like.
Those can be painful, though. Let me tell
Very
you.
much so.
Those can be very painful.
But a huge first down for the Chichester Eagles. 28 seconds left to go into the third quarter. So they'll need, I believe they'll need to snap it one more time. As coming off is Antonio Perez.
Well, the clock, I believe the clock only stopped because of the injury, so the clock should be running, correct?
Well, they also had the first down, so they had to move the chains.
there you
So
go.
once he blows the whistle here, it should run.
A first down situation for the Eagles. Just shy of the Mason-Dixon line.
So the clock does run now after you hear the whistle blow. 4th play of the drive, and they will get one more play off. As in motion and grabbing the handoff is Xander Squire. Cuts up ahead, still on his feet, but he is driven backwards. He'll get credit to about the 47-yard line. Gain of 4 on the play. And that will be the final play of the third quarter. 33-19 lead for the Penwood Patriots as they look to close out another, at least share, of a Del Val title. We'll be back with fourth quarter action in just a moment as you're watching Penwood football here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Fans, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by the Pennsylvania Army National Guard. For more information about how to attend college full-time tuition-free and serve in the Army National Guard part-time, contact Master Sergeant Dan Geyer of Team South Philly at 610-350-9612. Fourth quarter underway. Passes up and incomplete, but the flag flies. Possible holding against Penwood as that pass was intended
Or pass interference.
for Edward Swinton. And judging by the reaction of Daniel Dogan, he's the guilty party.
Yeah, that ball was in the air, and they pretty much, the ball was short. The ball was coming short. The receiver tried to come back to get to the ball, and Dogan didn't allow him to do so. And that's going to result in a pass interference every time.
So that will be a first down for Chichester. They trail 33-19. They need points. They need them quickly. Expect to see an onside kick. We've seen one kind of earlier. I don't think it was just one. Maybe it was a poorly executed one. As they maybe tried to just kick it into space. So an earlier kickoff, they just kind of kick into open space and chase it down. Didn't work.
It was either an onside kick or a safe kick. I'm not really sure what the call that one.
They fake the handoff, back to throw over the middle. Oh, that is almost intercepted by Mohamed Cisse. I think he's the center.
He could be that nose tackle, right? He definitely almost had a dream come true on that play. That's a lineman's dream come true, especially if you're a nose tackle.
I don't know if you can hear it on the microphone with the bench serenading Cisse.
Those guys never really get to touch the ball much, so that was an opportunity I know he wished he could have again.
So after all that, it is now 2nd and 10 for the Eagles from the 34-yard line. Again with a man in motion. It's kept by the QB, who cuts to the outside, gets forward yardage, but he is thrown out of bounds by his left hand. Kevin Washington just grabbed him very close to a horse collar, but able to do so legally. Gain of a couple.
We've seen Kevin Washington make a few tackles like that today with the getting a hold of the jersey.
He's got some serious muscle.
Absolutely. It's a lot of forearm strength that you got to have right there. Hold on to a jersey of a person trying to get away from you.
A gain of 3 on the play. It'll be 3rd and 7 from the 31-yard line. This is definitely 4-down territory for the Eagles. DeCenzi back to throw, steps into the pocket, tosses up, and it is knocked down. Is reaching up for it was Robert Dunn. Couldn't quite bring it in, but incomplete and be 4th down.
And that's what he's out there for, to make plays like that, not allowing anything to happen across the middle. And great job by him to do that, getting his hand up there, knocking the ball down. I know he wanted the interception, but we'll take the knockdown in its place.
So 4th and 7. 31-yard line again. Early 4th quarter, but my guess is they're going to go. And it looks like that's the case. They will spread it out. DeCenzi in the shotgun, back to throw. Steps up over the middle, and it is incomplete. Almost an interception by Dogan, but maybe better off that he didn't make the play. Turns over and downs, 1st and 10 for the Patriots.
Absolutely. It gives him a better field position that he didn't make the interception, because if he gets tackled back there, they probably 10, 20-yard line as opposed to around the 35, 40-yard line now.
So 1st and 10 for the Patriots, as they will spot the ball on the 30. Thought it was the 31, but either way. One more score here would certainly do it here for Penwood. At very least, they want to kill some clock, get a nice long drive. But that's not really Penwood's style. You know what? They just love to go for those big plays.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. That hasn't been their style this year. I would love to see them take some time off the clock and eliminate Chichester's opportunities of coming back. But like you said, that hasn't been their style at all this year.
Absolutely not. As they spread it out with 5 receivers, trips to the left. As this will be handed off to Mike Price. Room up the middle. He'll get to the 40-yard line and fall forward for the 1st down. One thing I'm not sure I do like is how they handed it off to Price. He kind of popped it up to him.
And you know what? You're kind of seeing that more and more in the college and the pro ranks where the quarterback gets the ball and they just kind of pop it out to the guy coming in motion. And I'm not a big fan of that either. There's a lot that can go wrong. And I know you practice it, but there's a lot that can go wrong there. And fortunately for the Patriots right now, it didn't.
Maybe the younger players are looking at us and,
But what happens is, one of the things that it does is you don't see the quarterback hand off the ball.
A nice pass over, but that is dropped right into the chest of Jones, but could not keep, and flag flies anyway.
So to go back to that, you as a defender, when you're getting a peek into the backfield, you don't see him hand off the ball. A lot of times when the quarterback makes that motion to hand off the ball, you know exactly it's either a run or a fake run. When they stay straight up and just pop the ball to him, you may not see that ball get popped to the running back or whoever's getting the ball, and you might want to still pursue the quarterback as opposed to coming across and getting the man who actually has the ball.
So the penalty was, I believe it was illegal man downfield, or was it, once again, Penwood. So they'll move the ball back. It'll be 1st and 15 now. 1st and 15 from the 38-yard line.
I'm going to take a positive from that, Tom. I'm going to say gives them an opportunity to run more time off the clock.
Absolutely true. 10:55 to go in the fourth quarter. Glee playing the backfield along with Johnson in the shotgun, and they'll spread it out again with two receivers on either side, tight to the sideline. Really opens up the field as it's handed off to Glee play. He'll try to go up the middle. He has been at the 40-yard line, falls forward to about the 44.
And great job by Glee play holding on to that ball. As you can see, the Chi defenders are getting in there and trying to rip that ball out, knowing that they need the ball in their hands. They need to get the ball and get into the end zone. So they're definitely going to go after the ball. So everybody that's carrying the ball for Penwood needs to make sure they take care of the ball.
Gain of 6 on the play. And it'll be 2nd and 8. Low snap. It's down. Picked up by Johnson. Still in play. Circles around. Tosses it up the sideline. And Jordan Jones can't bring in the one-handed catch.
That's unfortunate. We've seen Jones and Johnson make that play many times. Something that looked like it was no play, no chance of play was going to happen. Jones gets up the field. Johnson direct him up the field. We've seen Jones that ball land in Jones' hands almost every time this year. Not happening this time, unfortunately. He almost pulled it in, had one hand on it, but just wasn't able to pull it in. And they got to try to get it again, but the clock stopped, so it was a good thing for Chichester.
3rd and 8. Nobody in the backfield again. 3 receivers far side. Looks to that far side. Long pass, and that is going to be way too strong for Jordan Jones. It was into double coverage anyway.
Yeah, that was a dangerous pass, but as you can see, Jordan Jones was able to get by the defenders. So Johnson knew that his receiver was able to get by the defenders. He just kind of threw it a little bit too early. He had a little bit of time. Maybe he got to hold on to that ball maybe a second longer, let Jones get established a little more field, and so he can get under that ball.
So Penwood will punt as Naheem Shepard is ready to punt back on about the 28-yard line for Chichester. Is Xander Squire. You know you're quick when you have the other team's PA announcer calling you a nickname. Called him the Dynamo just now.
Oh, he's got speed. He's definitely got some speed.
High snap, juggled, and running it to the outside. Here is Shepard. Shepard has room, and he's dragged down about 2 yards shy of the first down at the 50-yard line.
Now, that was unfortunate for him, but we know that Chichester was able to get in and block a punt earlier, and being that, knowing that in the back, Shepard knowing that in the back of his head, he knew he had to make something happen on that play, which probably did not include punting the ball because he didn't want a chance of that ball getting blocked again and maybe Chichester getting a scoop and score. But, he was able to get some yards, just short of the first down, unfortunately, but I think he made the right decision on that play by holding on, tucking it, and running with it.
Gain of 6, but he needed 8. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 50 for the Chichester Eagles. So a little bit of life here for Chichester. Down 33-19 here in the fourth quarter. DeCenzi, back to throw. Pass over the middle, and is intercepted! Right over the middle for Amin Stevens.
That was the last thing Chad wanted to happen on that play. Great job by Amin Stevens hawking down that ball. You see that's the punt right there. That's the punt, well, not the punt return, but the punt where Shepard had to take the ball upfield. But on the interception, you saw Amin Stevens able to get his hands on the ball, hawk that ball down, and turn over for them. Maybe Penwood now gets another chance to run that clock down some more, and keep Chai off the board.
For Amin Stevens, that is his 2nd interception of the game. So he'll certainly get consideration for our defensive player of the game. 1st and 10 from their own 30-yard line. A reprieve here for the offense for the Patriots after going, 6 and out. This is handed off now for Price. Gain of about 3.
And they got that play again with the quick handoff to the man in motion, getting upfield, and they're running some time off the clock, which is really one of the goals right now for the Penwood offense. Get the time off the clock, keep that clock moving, you don't want to do anything that's going to give Chichester the opportunity to have more time to score. So we can expect to see a heavy dose of the run on this possession.
Yeah, but as we say that, they spread it out, but Johnson keeps it himself. He'll cut to the near side, and he'll go out of bounds. I don't think that's what he wants, as that's a bit of a late push there on him as he was stepping out of bounds.
As he was out of bounds, you got somebody running up on you. You got to protect yourself a little bit. You put your arm up there.
That is going to be good enough for a first down. So he gets to the 41-yard line, gain of 9 on the play. But going out of bounds, I mean, the clock was going to stop anyway with the first down, but now it won't start on the signal. Well, actually, it does start, excuse me.
I didn't expect it to start either. I don't.
Hands on hips, Desmond Johnson Jr. just taking his time.
Watch that blitz up the middle.
They're coming for him. And it's going to be offside against Chichester. The far side judge has it.
Now they show blitz. Chi showed blitz up the middle, then dropped their linebackers back in the coverage. But I think Penwood might have been going for the home run on that play, Tom.
So they'll spot the ball on the 45-yard line, 1st and 5. And this would be a good opportunity to go for that home run when you got that short first down. They'll spread it out with 2 receivers on either side, again, very tight to the sidelines. But instead, the handoff for Glee play. He has a lot of room, cuts up the middle. He's tackled just shy of the 40-yard line, but a flag at the line of scrimmage.
Penalty on the field.
It is holding against Penwood.
Now, I saw something interesting on that play. As soon as Glee play gets the ball, Des Johnson puts his hands up. Almost like, I don't know if he was saying he was going to score a touchdown or almost why did you take the ball? Maybe he wasn't supposed to take the ball on that play, but it was either way is a hold on the play or is a flag on the play and the ball's moving back.
So they'll spot the ball at about the 38-yard line. So it'll still be first down, but first and about 13. They call it 14. Either way, they need to get to the opposite 48-yard line. Glee play in the backfield. Again, that's the same 4 receivers set. Time to the outside, and Johnson is wrapped up and tackled. That was brilliantly timed.
Yeah, as you see, the blitz comes from the outside there. Johnson didn't even have a chance. He held him, the defender held him up for everybody else to come because he couldn't get him down by himself. But it was a blitz, well-timed blitz from the outside. It was, I believe it was the slot defender.
Kassi Jones wearing number 3.
Yeah, he timed that. It's almost like he knew the snap count. He timed it exactly right. Almost looked like a Canadian League offense as the receivers running before the play, and as soon as he gets there, the ball snapped. So it almost looked along those lines.
Timeout called, as that is a loss of 6 on the play. It's back on the 32-yard line. 2nd and 24 coming up here for Penwood. And I'm not sure who called the timeout, to be honest with you. Wouldn't be shocked, actually, if it was Chichester just trying to stop the clock right there. Because they know they're going to, they have a good shot of getting the ball back, and it's a pretty decent opportunity to have a short field to work. Again, down 33-19, still a long way to go, but they're trying to give themselves a puncher's chance.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, probably if Chi called the timeout, it was a good call by them. With, like you said, 2nd and 24. Long way to go. Get the clock stopped. Give them as much time as possible to get that ball back and make something happen with it.
How many times in this season have we seen a clean sack against Desmond Johnson? Usually he throws one guy off and then 5 other guys tackle. This time it was a clean sack. He needed some help at the end of it, but he couldn't escape that initial tackle.
Might have been the first time we saw it.
Johnson back to throw with a lot of time, directing traffic, still under pressure, then tosses it up ahead, and it is caught! Malik Brooks catches it at the 32-yard line. He won't go down.
And never goes down. Wow, that was a great job of patience by Desmond Johnson. We saw early he overthrew Jordan Jones on the play, maybe getting rid of the ball a little bit too early on that play. He held on to the ball. Let his receivers get into a position where they can make a play happen. And he found his receiver over the middle there. Great job by him, and great job by the receiver focusing and being able to bring that ball in with the defender draped on him.
A gain of 44 on the play. They'll spot the ball on the 34-yard line. I thought it was going to be the 32, to be honest with you, but I guess when he was coming back for it, they didn't give him the credit. But bottom line, 1st and 10. They're going to try to come up the middle. Kept by Johnson, double teamed, finds a way to escape to the outside, and he'll take it down himself and get positive yards as he dives forward to the 25-yard line.
Great play by Johnson on that. Looked like it was supposed to be a pass play, but he wasn't able to. He didn't have the time to make something happen. He was able to get around to the outside and get about 7 yards on the play. And we've seen him do things like that all season long, and he was able to avoid the defense on that play. And it was a great job by him. He used his speed on that one. I think he actually put up a pump fake and got a guy off his feet, and it allowed him to get a few more yards on the play.
You may not be able to see it, but on the far side, actually on the sideline, there's a player down for Chichester, which is why the officials have stopped play. Even though he's off the field, I think they're going to make sure that he's okay. And the call from the official was an official timeout. Ball spotted on the 26-yard line. 2nd and 2 after that gain of 8. Trips to the right again. Still nobody in the backfield. Johnson back to throw. Connects to Jones, and he is met right away. Spun around, still trying to get free, but eventually thrown down by Brian Ham.
And he took a bit of a hit there, and whatever shirt he had on underneath, I don't think he's going to be able to wear that one anymore, as he can probably trip over it right now. Coach Otto Troop is tearing the shirt the rest of the way off him, giving Chichester something less to grab onto.
After all of that work, a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd and 1 from the 25-yard line. The clock continues to roll. Big 3rd down play for the Patriots. And if they're able to get the first down here, pretty much guarantees that they'll at least kill another 2, maybe 3 minutes. If they give up the ball here, still maybe a little bit of life here for the Eagles. Glee play is in the backfield, but still trips to the far side.
You're going to have to hurry up and get this ball off.
Jones in motion. Handed off to Jones. He's met in the backfield. Double teamed, triple teamed, and he is in the grasp.
I'm not a big fan of that play that was just caught. It looked like one of those plays that worked very well in practice and kind of looked good on paper. But as you can see, Jones gets the ball. He's wrapped up by 2-3 defenders right there. He's not able to get anywhere, any type of positive yardage on that play.
So that brings it all the way back to the 35-yard line. That was a loss of 10 on the play. Timeout called by Penwood, and this is where they want to regroup. It'll be 4th and 11. I think you got to punt here. Even if your punt goes into the end zone, you gain 15 yards net, make them go 80 yards for a score, and they need more than one score.
Yeah, interesting thing about it, though. Out of timeouts, we haven't seen Penwood punt the ball out of a timeout much this year. And this is the part of the field where they usually like to try to take a shot for the end zone. So, it'd be interesting to see if they go for it here. I'm not feeling a punt right now. It'd be great to go into a punt out of a timeout.
The way it seems that Otto Troop and company kind of think is a good defense is an aggressive offense. If they can pick up a first down here, they can very close to pretty much end the game.
Yeah.
5 minutes left right now exactly. 4th and 11, and again, multiple scores needed for the Eagles, and it certainly does look like they're going to go for it. But keep in mind, Desmond Johnson Jr. is also the punter.
And even if they don't get it, Chad has a nice bit of the field they need to get down.
Well, he is going to throw it. Steps up, steps backwards, tosses far side into the end zone, 50-50. Oh, a lot of grabbing.
No flag.
And it's incomplete.
Wow. On that play, we saw the Chad defender going down with a handful of jersey of Jordan Jones' jersey. And It happened right in front of the referee, but the referee didn't see it or just didn't feel it was enough to make a call. And turnover on downs by the Patriots.
That's a tough break for Penwood. Again, maybe the official was shielded because the pull of the jersey was towards us and he was behind him. But you got to think, if we saw it all the way up here, you got to think that somebody in stripes may have seen it.
Well, see, it's the referee's job to see that. It's not our job to see that.
So true. We don't matter in that case. 4:47 left. It'll be 1st and 10 for Chichester from their own 34-yard line. Long way to march. They've got to do it quickly and do it multiple times.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, we have not seen them score fast tonight, so for them to make a quick score would be a first. But they do have to do it twice, so we'll see what they got up their sleeve.
That one receiver is in the neutral zone, and they don't call it. Quarterback over the middle and almost intercepted as Zach Taylor is actually the quarterback now for Chichester. That's an interesting development.
Jameer Shepard got his hands on that ball and almost was. If he's able to hold on that ball, he's taking that back for 6. So, I know he wants that one back.
I'm going to question the spot here because on first down the ball was on the other side of the 35. We call it the 34. This time, on an incompletion, they moved up a half a yard.
I'm looking at the referee now. This line is right in front of me. I'm looking at the referees on the other side of the line.
That's picky stuff, but you know what? It is a game of inches. And is handed off and trying to cut his way through is Marquise Fields. We saw his speed earlier. He'll get to the 45-yard line.
Great job by Marquise Fields of keeping his feet moving and keeping his head on the swivel, seeing where a hole may open up. That's one of the most important things as a ball carrier. You got to keep your eyes moving to see where a hole may open up because you never know. Sometimes it's not where you call the play, but somewhere else where a hole opens up and you might be able to take advantage of that.
Gain of 5 on the play. It's actually on the 40-yard line, 3rd and 5. And this is obviously 4-down territory for Chichester, but I'm intrigued that they have the backup quarterback, Zach Taylor, in right now. Maybe they're kind of conceding and giving him some reps as he will keep it himself and go up the middle. He'll get the first down, runs into the official, and that allows Naikun Wissa to make the tackle.
Maybe that's why they have him in there. Maybe he's able to, maybe he runs the ball a little bit better. Maybe he has somewhat of a control of the 2-minute offense than their starting quarterback. But we'll have to see. Maybe we don't know. There was an injured Chichester Eagle on the sideline, but we never know who it was.
That is an absolute great point. Now, again, we weren't sure, so it was all the way on the other side of the field. That is going to be a gain of 10 on the play. 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. Again, they don't seem to be in a hurry.
No, sure don't.
So we're down to 3:20 and counting. Taylor over the middle, deflected, and that almost worked out extremely well as it was deflected by Edward Swinton and almost connected with another receiver downfield.
Yeah, I don't think
that's not in the playbook, but that would have worked out beautifully.
Yeah, I don't think Manny Rivera expected that ball to be available for him from where it was thrown, and he just didn't attack the ball in that play. But if he had kept his eyes on the ball, he might have saw that that he had a chance to get that ball and go in for 6. That'd have been a great opportunity for Chichester.
Does stop the clock though on the incompletion. 2nd and 10 from the 50. Taylor brings it down, met in the backfield, and he is wrapped down by Naikun Wissa.
That was a great job. Great job by him shedding that block, being able to see where the play was coming to. As you can see there, wraps him up. Alligator drill, wraps him up, spins around, takes him on down.
Loss of 6 on that sack. That is the 4th sack of the day for the defense of the Penwood Patriots. Clock continues to roll at 2:40 to go.
44-yard line.
It'll be 3rd and 15 from the 44. So he needs to get to just about the 40-yard line, maybe a little shy. Nobody in the backfield with Zach Taylor, the quarterback. Back to throw, pressure up the middle. Tosses over the middle, and it is incomplete.
No flag on the play.
Samir Bush was the intended receiver Abraham Sacker was in on the coverage.
And they had a man going across the middle underneath the linebackers, but the quarterback just did not see him going across, and maybe just the play just wouldn't have been. It wouldn't have benefited them to go to him if they end up tackling him short. But he was wide open going across the middle.
They talk about size of quarterback, being able to see over the line. Zach Taylor is just 5'9", so that might have been the issue of him not being able to see that receiver coming across. Conversely, the starting quarterback, Nate DeCenzi, he's 6'3". They are going to go for it, 4th and 15. A lot of room, decent amount of time. Throws up a duck, and that is going to be intercepted. Latrell Goring taking it up the far side will go out of bounds.
Great job by Goring getting out there, getting the ball. Being a ball hawk, seeing that ball up in the air, wasn't a great throw. It was not a great throw by the quarterback. It was got a little wobbly. Not too much behind it. Falls short. Goring able to get the interception and turn the ball over. 2 minutes left in the ball game. That should be it here for the Patriots and the Eagles.
Yeah, I would imagine a steady diet of running the ball. They'll spot the ball on the 50-yard line. Again, 2 minutes left. A big interception by Latrell Goring. A name we don't hear a lot, but this is his final home game. He's a senior, and that is a great way to end your high school, at least regular season career.
He's got a story to tell.
So again, 1st and 10 for the Patriots. A little slow to get in from the huddle and from the sideline. But at this point, delay a game wouldn't be a disaster. They get the play off, hand it off to Glee play up the middle, has some room, he'll cut to the outside, gets to the 25 to the 20, slowed down at the 15, 10-5, cuts in, touchdown.
What a run by Glee play. That's the play he's been looking for since he's been back on the field. Great job, great call. He outruns the defender here. Right there, he's able to go in different directions. 88 can't catch up to him. Great job, Glee play. Proud of you. Great job getting on the board, getting into the end zone. And here we have a flag on the play. I don't know what that is. It might have been some type of
maybe something after
like
play.
Looked like it was. They threw it at the Penwood huddle, so I don't know. There was a Chichester player in the middle of the huddle, so I don't know if.
Unsportsmanlike conduct on Penwood. Again, it was after the play. So the touchdown, he should have given us the touchdown signal.
Yeah, it was well after the play. Like I said, there was a Chi player in the Penwood huddle, but I didn't see what may have happened. I don't know if there was maybe an extra man over there. It looks like they're not going to say anything about it.
It might be, they might do the yardage on the kickoff here as Nagby will try the extra point. Kick is up, and it is just good as it tucks inside the near side upright. So with 1:48 left to go in the fourth quarter, Penwood extends the lead. It's 40-19.
And that's just what they needed to really seal this game up. A play like that, and to a senior with Elijah Glee play, getting the ball, being able to make a run like that. Happy for that young man that he was able to make that play. I know he's been waiting for a play to happen like that since he's been back, and that's nothing but a positive, and hopefully he can build on that going into the playoffs.
That's exactly what's happening right here for Penwood. Again, with this victory, they'll get a share of the Del Val. That's great, but they have some momentum going into the playoffs. Again, their number 6 ranking most likely rise, depending on the rest of the action around the district at 5A. But even if it is end up at 6, that means they're going to get a home game. If they get up to 4, that means they probably will get 2 home games.
Yeah,
so that is fantastic news if they can find a way to move up. Again, that's out of their hands. They did what they had to do here on the field. Now taking a look at what Chichester is going to have to deal with, they're probably going to still stay in the top 16, but they're going to have to hit the road against a very good team, somewhere in the top 4 or 5, possibly even Penwood, right here again next week.
Very much so, very much so. We could end up seeing a rematch next week. And, if Chi gets in, they are going to cause some trouble for somebody. They're not an easy team to get rid of. They're scrappy, they're fighters, they're strong, they're quick, they have some good discipline there. And, they're going to make a playoff team sweat a little bit come next week.
So here comes the kickoff back on the 30-yard line. As that is picked up outside the 40 on the far side by Edward Swinton. And once again, Chichester will start in enemy territory.
It's been a theme for them tonight. They've been able to have good field position pretty much all night. Unfortunately for them, they haven't been able to take advantage of it on every possession. But when they scored their 16 unanswered points, they were able to take advantage of every piece of the field that they had. So,
well, they'll start from the 50. So it's not quite enemy territory, but certainly
we'll
close
call it
enough.
enemy territory. You don't want them anywhere near your territory. So we're going to call
Again,
it enemy territory.
if Penwood has to face a team like Cheltenham or Academy Park again, that's going to be tough to give those teams short fields.
Absolutely.
So 1st and 10 for the Eagles from the 50-yard line, as they will keep the backup QB in. Handoff here to Zaire Bush, as he'll get out of bounds. Well, they're going to keep the clock rolling. Now they'll stop it. 1:27 left. Bush is just a sophomore, so
move the chains. It looks like.
Yes, he did make it. Yep, he just got it. 10-yard, actually 15-yard gain to the 35. But that is a sophomore that they brought in, Zaire Bush.
Zaire's got to get out of bounds on that play.
Yeah, and also he's learning now.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a great opportunity for him and the Eagles.
Coaches will tell him we got to get out of bounds in that situation.
Colin Farrell, the freshman, in at quarterback.
It's a famous name.
He'll hand it off to the outside, trying to cut his way through. It's Rashad Bradley, another freshman.
Quite a little bit of a collision there. Right there at the end of the play. Looks like we may have a Patriot down on the play.
That is the last thing that Penwood needs right now is any injuries in essentially garbage time.
Number 36. And he's walking a little gingerly right now, but looks like he might be all right. I think he took a little collision to the knee, but I think he's all right.
If I'm Chichester, I go after him. But again, they're just thinking of running the ball, getting out of this game. This is going to be a 2nd and 5. Up the near side. And that will most likely be the last play of the game. They will stop the clock to move the chains. And we'll see if Chichester bothers to run another play. A great effort from Chichester, but the Penwood Patriots come away with a 40-19 victory to close out the 2019 season.
Yeah, as well as a share of the Del Valle title, so that makes
third straight year,
and a reason to celebrate for a couple days, for celebrate for the weekend, and then get ready for the playoffs.
So Penwood, they improved to 6-3 overall. They finished the Del Valle at 3-1, tied with Academy Park. While Chichester, they dropped to 3-6 overall, 1-2 in the Del Valle. They'll be a game short because of the missed game last week against Interboro. And Chichester coming in, not scoring in a couple years against Penwood, but the losing streak against the Patriots continues as Chichester has not been able to defeat the Patriots since back in 2014.
One plus that Chi has in their favor, I believe Chi beat Chester this year, and that may give them some more points going into the playoff outlook. So, Penwood also beat Chester this year, but Penwood's already in, and Chester beat Academy Park. So Chi has a pretty good opportunity to get in. They may be in there, maybe of course one of the lower seeds, but whether they're in or not, or if they're in, they are going to cause some problems for a playoff team. That's not a team you can sleep on.
Oh, definitely not. They have a lot of fight in them as they were down early in this one. Came back to within 4 points, or within 2 points at one point.
Yeah.
Right before the half, but a big play at the end of the first half for the Patriots. And I wouldn't say they coasted from there, but they certainly had a little bit more of a downhill track.
Yeah, they didn't coast, but they were able to make some plays at the right time. They cut two timely interceptions that happened at times when Chichester really just couldn't afford to turn the ball over, and they were able to make some big plays happen. Of course, that one big play at the end of the half, but a couple big plays in the second half that they were able to make happen to really put this game away and take that momentum away from Chichester. That's really what Penwood needed to do, is take that momentum away. once they did that, they were able to get back into their game plan, play a relaxed game, and come away with the victory.
Well, after tonight's celebration for Penwood and Chichester lamenting on how things went tonight, both teams will be 0-0 starting tomorrow,
Yes,
heading
they will.
towards postseason, and it gets that much more fun and interesting for everybody involved, that much more intense for the players and coaches down on the field. So keep an eye on the social media, whether it be the Penwood football social media, Penwood Athletics, the Sports Fan Base Network, because it does look like that the Penwood Patriots are going to host a playoff game this coming Friday night at 7. Hoping we'll have the broadcast here on the Sports Fan Base Network. So keep an eye on all the social media so you can tune in or be here at Kerr Field in Yeadon. So again, playoffs start next week, and Justin, I know that you're excited about it.
I'm very excited about it. I haven't had the opportunity to get to a playoff game. Unfortunately, last year I wasn't able to get to a playoff game due to other reasons. Maybe I was had other obligations, but this year I plan on being at least one of the playoff games, if not all of the playoff games. And like you said, next week your record is 0-0. What you did in the regular season does not matter up to this point. This is a whole new season. You got to make some things happen.
Well, congratulations to both teams. It was a very entertaining game, but Penwood does come away with the victory. And again, keep an eye on social media for the upcoming schedule. Again, our final score in today's game, 40-19 in favor of the Patriots. They finished the regular season 6-3. For all of us here at Kerr Field in Yeadon, Pennsylvania, for Justin Watson, again, it's been an absolute pleasure working with you this season. Hopefully we can do it again real soon. Unfortunately, I will not be able to be here next week, the next couple of weeks, because of other commitments, but if Penwood does make the semifinals, I will be here and ready to roll. So for everybody here,
finals time.
Looking forward to it. So for everybody here at Kerr Field in Yeadon, Pennsylvania, Tom Williams here. Thanks for joining us, and we will see you real soon.